What up, what up? This is David from the 5-6 Kings. And, it's some dark times for me, ladies and gentlemen. This last week I found out that apparently I am not good enough for Tony Hawk. I've not been selected as a winner in the My Subway Sub Challenge. And, I'm sad, I'm hurt. Most of all, I'm just disappointed, and they sent me this email. Dee Bruno from their marketing agency, she sent me this email saying like, oh, but we'd love to have you enter the Subway Drop In and Win Challenge, where you can get a $25 gift card to Subway and a skateboard. But fuck you, Dee Bruno. All right, I'm glad to give Subway my money. Would it be nice if they returned the favor? Sure. But I don't need your pity. I don't need your sympathy. I'm not good enough for Tony Hawk, Dee Bruno. Do you understand? My whole life, I've been like, I've been like Robert De Niro in The Fan. I've been like, if Tony just meets me, he's going to see, oh, he's a great guy. He doesn't really skateboard. We don't have a whole lot in common. I probably won't hang out with him, but he's a great guy. He's good enough for me. And Dee Bruno, you and your ad agency and Subway as a whole, you've robbed me of that opportunity. You are no better than Business Insider. You're dragging me through the mud, just like Fred DeLuca was dragged through the mud, and I won't stand for it. Subway. Apparently I'm not good enough for Tony Hawk, but you are. And if you're good enough for Tony Hawk, you're good enough for everybody else. Everyone go to Subway. Buy their delicious food, because it's a first-class organization. Don't get me wrong. Buy it. Support them. But tell them. Voice your frustrations. Say, David Breen is good enough for Tony Hawk. You pieces of shit. Eat fresh. Subway. Please, just give me Tony. Forget the money. Give me Tony. Enjoy this week's episode. Hey, guys. Before we get started on this week's episode, I just want to let you all know that this Thursday, we will be recording the first episode of the 5-6 King Sports Podcast.
Whoop, whoop.
You're going to have David Breen. You're going to have Braden Bullard. Nick Hoffman says he's coming. We'll see.
We'll see.
I think he will.
Hopefully.
But I don't want to say you're going to have Nick Hoffman, and Nick Hoffman's like, I can't be there, man. I'm sorry. He wouldn't say sorry. He would say, hey, I'm busy. I'm not going to be there. That would be the end of it. So we're still pending Apple, Spotify approval. Hopefully everything gets approved and we can upload it the same as we do every 5-6 Kings episode. If it doesn't, it'll be available at the very least on the 5-6 Kings Sports YouTube page. That'll be at the very least. It'll be available there. We're giving our full predictions for Poirier McGregor 3. Should be an awesome card.
Oh, it's going to be
Braden's
amazing.
going to be predicting like majority draws and like cartwheel kick TKOs.
You're not going to want to miss it.
It's going to be crazy. It's going to be a fun fight. I'm excited to talk about it. Excited to get the whole gang together.
Mm-hmm.
So, guys, 5-6 King Sports coming at you this Thursday.
Come check us out.
All right, enjoy this episode.
This the Palm Beach County anthem. All my Palm Beach County niggas, y'all put them fucking guns in there and bust them shit. Bitch, I'm from Palm Beach County, that's where I'm from. Where niggas get gunned down and left slung from. Guns just for fucking round. This ain't a county for you bitches to come around.
What up? What up? And welcome to another episode of the 5-6 Kings Podcast. I'm David Breen. With me, as always, is Braden Bullard. Braden, how are you, man?
I'm a little hungover, but I'm hanging in there.
That's all right. That's all right. Happy 4th, Daddy.
Yeah, exactly. Same to you, Munchkin.
So, ladies and gentlemen, special treat. We got another great movie for you. We let you know last week what the movie was, so I'm assuming everybody spent their 4th of July watching this movie. It's Independence Day, so I didn't really know what I was getting into because it did not star Will Smith. Will Smith was in it, and he was like a decent part, but he was like the 3rd or 4th lead.
Oh, so you didn't know that he was
I had no idea. So I'd never seen this movie. I always thought that's the Will Smith movie, Independence Day.
Yeah.
But no, that's...
No, well, they fucked up in the second movie, too. He's not in it. No spoil, but...
Well, Will Smith doesn't do a lot of stuff anymore.
He still made the movie, man. I mean,
Yo, it's ridiculous that he wasn't in the sequel.
no, yeah,
But that he was the best part. Jeff Goldblum's dad was the best part of this movie.
that's what I was gonna say.
But Will
He
Smith
really
was a
was
real good part of this movie.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then you got some Jeff Goldblum. Yeah. And now it's like he's older, just real sides. I mean, it's like he's 10 times his expression in this movie. I don't know if you see him now, but he talks like, yeah.
Well, Jeff Goldblum wrote this movie based off personal experience. Like he had done something very similar, and it's kind of just how he goes through his life.
True.
It was like kind of like not quite a documentary, but
I just see Jeff Goldblum getting high off his own supply. Just every time he says, yeah, he's getting something. I know it.
he feels absolutely. Yeah, I'm getting something.
Yeah, I'm getting something.
So let's talk reviews. Let's talk awards. Let's talk money.
Okay.
Let's talk turkey, right?
Yeah. So, this movie ratings pretty good. 7 out of 10 IMDb. Not so well on Rotten Tomatoes, 67. Metacritic, 59. But you know them Google users always voting high. They gave him a 89%. So Google knows what's up. And it did fucking great in the box office. So the budget was $75 million. And opening weekend, can you imagine opening weekend making almost your entire investment within a couple of days?
What did they make opening weekend?
Over $50 million.
That's fantastic.
And then the worldwide gross ended up being $817 million. So fuck yeah.
10 times, over 10 times their investment.
And I think it just shows how great this movie was.
Yeah.
So I said this guy as a joke because I know David probably isn't really feeling it. I mean, this is a childhood dream movie of mine. I've probably watched this movie like 20 times over, and I think it's pretty good.
This is your alpha dog. Is what you're telling me.
Yeah. Will Smith is my Emil Hirsch.
So like it wasn't the worst movie I've ever it's a like start to finish, it's a better movie than Tiptoes.
I was gonna say it's no Tiptoes.
Yeah, but I thought I had no idea it was 2.5 fucking hours long.
Yeah, man.
The producers should have done to this movie what they did to Tiptoes, and just cut an hour out of it, and I think it would have been a better movie.
I actually like how many different characters and storylines.
There's way too many. What do you mean you liked that? It was exhausting.
It was cool because they ended up tying them all together, and then like by the end, all these storylines connect, and you're like, oh, small world.
There's 14 main characters.
Hell yeah,
it was crazy.
I mean, in stacked main character. This cast was stacked with some really good actors. I thought it was real. I thought the actors did a really good job. Well, I guess let's get into it, and then.
Well, we got to talk about the Blockbuster Awards and the Saturn Awards.
How could I forget the Academy Award for Best Visual Effects, 1997? They won. MTV movie,
and and like to their so like, granted.
Oh, dude,
I'm watching it.
1996.
Exactly. I'm watching it in 2021. I'm like, well, this is fucking like.
Can you
I
imagine?
saw Avatar. Like I watched all of the Avenger movies. Like this isn't that cool.
No, yeah. Like for 1996, this probably blew people's fucking minds.
I'm sure.
Yeah. Some people were like, "Oh fuck, aliens! I'm scared as shit now." But in 1997, it won the MTV Movie Award for Best Kiss. Obviously, Will Smith won that.
Well, Will Smith and Loretta Black.
Vivica.
Are you really you're gonna disrespect Vivica A. Fox right now by stumbling through that name?
Come on, bro. Obviously,
it's Vivica A. Fox.
Obviously, I'm kidding.
Loretta Black from Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Okay, so then it won People's Choice Award for Favorite Dramatic Movie in 1997. I mean, this thing is fucking stacked. Kids' Choice Award for Favorite Movie, Satellite Award for
they get
effects.
slimed when they went up and got that Kids' Choice Award. They got the big orange blimp and they got slimed, I bet, didn't they?
You think Will Smith was the one that got slimed?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jeff Goldblum was fucking loving it. He's like, yes. They won the Blockbuster Entertainment Award for favorite actor, Will Smith. No duh. Universe Reader's Choice Award for best supporting actor, Will Smith. No duh.
Is this the same year as The Fan? Did he win best actor and the radio show lady won best actress in the same year?
I don't know. Is that 1997?
I don't know. It was around the same area.
We're gonna have to do some research. But yeah, and then it won the Lion Award for best cinema attendance, 1997. And the Satellite Award? No, I said that too. The Satum Award for best director.
There we go.
Roland Emmerich. So nice, yeah. Those are the awards.
Attaboy, Roland.
Yeah, great job. I fucking loved it. Made a childhood memory for me.
They're getting like people who don't know Braden personally. Like he's wearing a T-shirt right now that has Saturn on it.
Oh, the
He's
giant alien on the back.
He's very space, very aliens.
Yeah, this movie kind of set the bar for me. So, this epic adventure film, Independence Day, strange phenomenon surface around the globe. I'm starting to read the fucking.
Yeah, I caught on to what you were doing there. So should we jump in?
Yeah, let's jump in.
All right. First scene right off the bat, they're on the moon, and it shows a plaque. It's the Neil Armstrong and all the other astronauts that walked on the moon. And then this big alien ship goes over the moon. It gets dark over it, and it's looking at Earth. Then they cut straight to New Mexico. It says, so first thing comes on board says July 2nd.
Yeah.
And then it goes to New Mexico. And there's this guy in like a boiler room with a bunch of monitors and like fucking crazy technology stuff. And he's getting messages through it. And he's like, oh my God. And he makes a phone call. And the guy answers the phone and says, if you're not a beautiful young woman, I'm hanging up. And he says, sir, I need you to come in right now. And the guy...
He runs in.
Well, but like they made it very clear. First, it's the guy who plays Cecil in Mr. Deeds, the guy with the pipe.
Yep.
He like hits his head getting out of bed and like
Well, he's on the station. That's why.
bangs. I didn't need that. This is what I'm talking about. Cutting shit out of the
No,
movie.
yeah,
Just
little
have
things.
that guy go in.
Yeah, no, I feel that. Yeah,
That
yeah.
didn't need to happen.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true.
So he goes in. I think he trips on something in.
Yeah, they're playing golf.
Oh yeah, the guy's like putting.
Yeah,
He's
he steps
putting
on
there.
a
The guy
little golf
trips
ball.
over. Yeah, he's like tripping over his
It's
shit.
like, what the fuck? It's like a cataclysmic event's about to happen. He's tripping over golf balls.
And I don't know if we find out exactly what he reads then, but he sees something. He looks. The guy's like, look at this. And he's like,
They
oh
were
my
able
God.
to tell, like, I think somewhat of the size of it or something like that, and I think
It's just like that's huge.
yeah. No, but I think they were also able to tell like its movement, so it started slowing down or something like that after the moon. I think they maybe.
Yeah, it's okay. He's like,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
slowing down. He's like, well,
Like,
that's weird.
Yeah, that's really weird. So we have to look into. Yeah.
So then he makes a call. He's like, get me the defense secretary. And we can't hear the person on the other line, but I assume they say, he's asleep, sir. Because
Yeah,
he yells, then wake him up! Which, if you're getting a call from Area 51,
dude.
and the guy says, get me the defense secretary, there's no way I'd be like, he's asleep. How serious is this?
Yeah.
The guy knows what time he's calling. He knows, like, I'd just be like, all right, right away.
Yeah.
I'll get him.
Yeah. It's so funny. They was like, no. He needs to sleep.
Yeah. Don't disturb his sleep. The defense secretary, we don't see him right away, but he's the guy, he's the lawyer in the last episode of Seinfeld. He's not Jackie Chives. Jackie Chiles, the other guy. He's also in Meet the Parents. He's a scumbag, like weird, made me uncomfortable almost every time he was talking type of guy.
Yeah, he had a weird vibe.
We don't see him. The president gets a phone call. And we see that. And right away, I did not like the president. Because he's on the phone with his wife. And he says, don't be mad, but I'm sleeping next to a beautiful young brunette.
Yeah, I immediately
The
thought
beautiful young brunette was his, 5-year-old daughter.
it's just weird.
It's weird to, don't be, he's making a joke like, I'm cheating on you. But his daughter's in the bed. It's just weird.
It's a weird line.
I wish the wife would have been like, did you fuck our daughter? What's his first name?
Bill Pullman.
President Bill Pullman.
No. Well, no.
The
So I
actor's
don't.
name is Paul. It does just say
Yeah.
president, whatever.
Yeah, it says president.
So we'll never find out his first name. We might, but
I'll try to find.
I
it.
wish him like, did you fuck our daughter, Steve, or whatever his name is. And I'm like, no. But so then he talks to his wife. His wife is somewhere interviewing people, doing first lady shit. And they have a conversation, and then the conversation ends. And there's a couple times there's a big flash of light. It happens twice. It's like a white flash, and it's over the Statue of Liberty. And then we see Jeff Goldblum playing chess in the park with an old man who he starts calling Dad. So we find out it's his dad. And Jeff Goldblum's winning.
President Thomas J. Whitmore.
Yeah, so I wish he would have been like, did you fuck our daughter, Tom? Like, what are you saying to me right now? I wish that would have been how that scene ended. Goldblum's playing chess with his dad, and his dad says to him, been divorced for 4 years. Maybe you take off the wedding ring. And he's like, oh, don't you start with me, Dad. And then Goldblum, he's like, all right, I gotta go. It's a checkmate. And he's like, no, it's not checkmate. He's like, it's checkmate. I gotta go.
Yeah, he walks off before he's even
Walks
done.
off. So he knew. That's confidence.
No, yeah, but I'm saying his father didn't even know until like a minute after he walked away. That he's like, oh shit, it is checkmate.
Yeah. Oh, he wasn't. Yeah, Dad wasn't accepting. He's like, no. Let me figure this out. He's like, Jeff Goldblum knows. He knows his chess.
A lot of metaphors with the checks or the checkmate.
Oh yeah. So we'll get there.
Yeah,
we'll get there. Always coming back to checkmate.
Yeah.
So Goldblum is at his job. What is his job?
So he walks up and his boss immediately
I hate his boss.
Yeah, his boss is just throwing cans in the fucking regular trash bins instead of the recycling bins that are right next to it. So Jeff Goldblum is just getting on him. He's like, dude, I mean, for the love of God.
He's like, come on, Andy, and he's pulling the can out of the trash and throwing it in recycling.
So right now though, they're in like a news station kind of place, and everyone's freaking out because obviously there's now a giant UFO inside the atmosphere, and they want, the best news. So they're figuring out, I guess, a way to crack some code or something like that to Jeff Goldblum's going to do it so he can, be able to or they don't have internet. I think that's what happened.
They don't have internet. Yeah,
the internet kicked out, and he was going to do something to bypass like the alien fucking thing that cut out their internet so that he would be able to like film the aliens and put it on the news. Yeah. Right.
That's so Jeff Goldblum's like a very tech savvy guy. Seems very overqualified for the job he has. He's at like some fucking news station, but he's like I'm gonna override this alien system, and the boss is like, yeah, I believe you.
I love you.
I believe you could do that.
And then kisses him on the lips. I was like, whoa, dude. If I was Jeff Goldblum, I'd be like, all right, I get it. Have him kiss me on the cheek. We don't need the lips, eh?
I think Jeff Goldblum's like, it'd really add a lot more to the scene if it was on the lips. They did it. The guy did it on the cheek. He's like, what the fuck are you doing? He's like, I'm Jeff Goldblum. You kiss me on the lips. I was like, all right, I'm sorry.
What was I thinking?
Yeah,
that was my opportunity.
That's my bad. So I believe the next thing is the three kids that are together, and the guy comes over, and he's like, where's your dad? Right?
Yeah.
He's like, where's your dad? And he's like, he's out doing stuff. He's like, my field needs to be sprayed. If he can't do it, I'm finding someone else who can. Then the kid's riding the bike, and he's yelling, Russell!
Yeah.
Russell! And Russell is driving a plane, and he's fucking hammered.
Yeah.
Russell's hammered out of his mind, and he crop dusts this field and then lands in the middle of the road.
Or some, yeah.
Or in front of those people's house.
Yeah.
And the kid's like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm a crop duster. It's what I do. And he's like, Lucas's farm is on the other side of town. And he's like,
He's like spitting out the cockpit.
He's like
falling over.
Shit. He's like, man, like Lucas's farm is on the other side. Like, that's his farm. That's the one he does, and he's just wrong side of town.
Yeah.
Just so he was spraying someone else's stuff.
He immediately takes out his bottle and starts drinking more, obviously showing that his character is
not having his shit together.
Yeah.
He's not doing too well.
But building up a little bit of that dude's backstory with his like family
Yeah.
which is like weird.
He's
It's
got
just, like,
3
son
kids.
just,
They
like,
live in, like,
following him on the bike. Like, Dad, you've
Script.
been
Yeah,
off for-
dad's up in a plane. He's like,
been off for
"Hey!"
15 miles. Just like keeping up with his dad underneath the plane. Like, what?
And he's yelling. He's like, "Hey, Miguel, how's it going?"
Like, oh, not again. The neighbors run out like it's no big deal.
So, I believe the ship it's down in the atmosphere at this point.
Yeah,
like it's down. There's one in L.A. There's one in New York. There's one in D.C.
Yeah, and there was a little bit of hype that built up to it to where they didn't know what was, like, the government somewhat knew the size of the UFOs that were coming in, or the spaceships, whatever, but they didn't, like, really realize it until it actually got into the atmosphere, because for some reason it was creating, like, a fucking explosion while it was coming into the atmosphere. So it was like, which, I mean, I guess because it's coming in so fast maybe into the atmosphere that it's going to create, like, a bunch of, I don't know, like a shuttle re-entering the atmosphere, and there's, like, I don't know, but it was making it seem like there was a fucking nuclear bomb going.
Well, it was
everywhere.
there were planes just
that
like,
too
driving into it. Like,
yeah,
not,
who
not
didn't
touching
know?
the thing. They're
Yeah,
just
yeah.
exploding.
Yeah, it was but it was coming in like a fireball basically, and that's what it looked like. And yeah, once when they landed over the cities, it was what, like 15 miles, I think.
I think they said it was 15 miles long.
Yeah, 15 miles long.
Which that's big.
Yeah, and at that point they're like, all right, what the fuck?
We got to do something. They go to an admiral.
Yeah,
who's on a submarine, and he does not look like an admiral. Because I did some Googling. Admiral is very high, very prestigious, and this guy like just looks sloppy. Like he's wearing the same thing everyone else is wearing, but just looks sloppier than everybody else.
I appreciate that research.
And I was like, he's not the admiral. Why would they not? Like, there's a real admiral watching this right now. He's like, I wouldn't fucking be like that.
Like, fucking disgrace
like,
in a time like this.
Put some respect on my name, all right?
During time of fucking alien invasion, that's how you're gonna represent me, you motherfuckers.
So there's alien things all over the place, and the president's people are like, "Oh, Mr. President, we want to get you." The Secretary of Defense, the guy who put Jerry, George, Elaine, and Kramer, they put him away for 2 years. That guy, he's like, "Mr. President, we want to get you to a secure location." The president's like, "Nah." He's like, "That's gonna freak people out." He said, "Get the vice president, my whole cabinet. You put them in there. I'm staying here. I'm working.
I'm gonna try to make contact."
Yeah, and they're like, "I don't know. You're the boss. I don't know what to say."
Yeah.
So they let him stay. Calls his wife and he's like, "Hey, honey, you should get to Dallas."
Yeah.
Is that where you want to go? There's a safe bunker in Dallas. And he's like, "I'm gonna send our daughter there. You guys go be in Dallas."
And she didn't go right at that moment.
She had some more interviews to do.
Yeah.
Which
It's like,
which if you're the president, be like, "Oh no. I would. Those interviews aren't important."
no.
I was like, "I need you to go to Dallas."
Especially at this point. Yeah. It's like,
There's these alien ships that are on our planet, and like I think you should just go to Dallas.
and like I felt like a little slow to create more of an alarm amongst the mass. Like, yeah, you don't want people to freak out, but like you shouldn't keep them under a 15-mile wide fucking UFO spaceship that you don't know anything about. Like, obviously these things aren't gonna just, or I would assume, just to be safe, you would just clear out the city faster, I feel like. And I feel like they waited too long, but
Well, it's kind of like finding out in like, I don't know, like early January that this big virus is coming to your country, and then waiting until mid-March to tell people like, "Oh, this is a big deal. This is a big deal," right? It's kind of like that.
I don't know.
Oh, we're getting political on the 5-6 Kings.
I don't know, right? There's a little bit of a difference. I don't know. 15-mile spaceship.
I mean, I don't know what the death toll is on
Independence Day.
on Independence
Jesus
Day,
fuck.
but
Well, I think they said they had 15% of their fucking population left or some shit at the end. It was like some
that's fucking wild.
or no. That might have been the military service they had around the world. It was only like 15% they had of like their military unit. I think
Because they
is what it
couldn't
was.
find people to fight. Yeah.
Yeah. I was wrong. But yeah, for sure, if they're attacking all the major cities around the entire globe, I'm sure 1/3 of the fucking population was probably wiped out. At least. I don't know.
Yeah, but what are you basing that off of?
Well, I
All
don't
the alien invasions you've seen, like
Well, I'm basing it off of the fucking
maybe they
explosions.
maybe they
though.
just kill one person. They just want to send a message.
But think, because they go to.
They say give us Vivica A. Fox. Done. Now what?
We'll get to it. It will allow
So
the
Russ,
listeners to make.
Russ walks into like a bar, gets a beer, and then a guy walks in. He's like, "Hey, Russ, heard you had a bad time out there today. Or you cropped the wrong field, huh, Russ?" And Russ isn't really saying anything. And then he's like,
His head's
"So,
down, just yeah."
So Russ, when them aliens took you a few years back," and you're like, "What?" It's like when them aliens took you a few years back, they do anything sexual to you?
Yeah, they started making all these sexual jokes.
Which is where we find out, oh, Russ was abducted by aliens a few
Apparently,
years
yeah.
back. Yeah.
Which kind of adds to the character, you know? I guess I understand why now he's an alcoholic and is fucking flying planes over the wrong farms. And
I mean, it could happen to anybody.
yeah.
But
Apparently
then,
it has,
and then
statistically,
the
around
ship
the world.
comes down.
In real life. Seriously, go look it up. Hundreds of thousands.
Aliens aren't real, man. But so the ship comes down.
Videos.
The ship comes down. I showed you that video about the guy who said, "I'm talking about your wife," and then hits him with the bottle. He's like, "No one's fucking my wife," and you're like,
gotta be
you're
fake.
like, "That's not real."
There's no way that you would hear their voices from the dude who's recording
I'm
like
talking
100
about
feet away.
Yo, wife.
They're mic'd up.
It's the greatest. It's the
It's
greatest.
a fake bottle.
And
it's easy break.
And I gotta be honest, I resent you for making, because it's probably fake now that you pointed that out. But I saw it like 7 years ago for the first time. I was like, this is great. The white guy is way overreacting in this whole thing. The black guy's, "I'm talking about your wife." Like, I've said I'm talking about your wife to people for years,
No, yeah, I've heard you. You've referenced it many times.
and now you're just shattering my world today.
My bad.
But so the alien ship comes down, and Russ is like, "You guys seeing this shit?
Yeah.
Got aliens?" And he starts freaking out, and then we don't see Russ for a little while. We circle back to him, though.
Is this the part where we jump to Will Smith's wife?
This is not wife.
Well,
This is where
girlfriend.
this is where we meet Vivica A. Fox, Will Smith,
No, yeah, you're right.
and
you're
Vivica
right.
A. Fox
You're right, you're
kid.
right.
This is like a half hour into the movie.
Yeah.
I sat down expecting to watch a Will Smith movie. And we're 30 minutes in, and I'm like, there's still no Will Smith? This is wild.
Yeah, he's just one of the supporting actors.
Yeah, and then he
though.
shows up. I'm like, here we go.
Yeah.
Here we go, Will. So this little kid comes in. He's like, "Mommy, you got to come see this." And she's like, "Nah, it's too early." And then she goes back to bed.
Oh, no, wait. At first, they thought it was an earthquake.
Yeah, it starts shaking. He's like, "It's just a quake, baby."
And she's like, "It's just a 4. Go back to bed." Which I would be losing my mind in L.A. if I felt a 4. Which I did. And I fucking literally woke up and freaked the fuck out. My buddies who were visiting me, I ran out. I'm like, "Holy shit." In my underwear. I'm like, "Holy fucking shit, bro. That's a. Oh," I'm like hyperventilating. My buddies are like, "Oh, they're hyperventilating because they're from Florida. They never felt an earthquake." Yeah. And shit's scary. She's fucking full of shit, acting like I'm going to go back to sleep.
It's just a 4. Go back to bed. And then her and Will Smith go back to bed. And
Well, shortly after, is this when he...
So I think they leave that scene for a minute.
Yeah, they do. Yeah,
And they go and they
Yeah,
show
yeah.
there's just cars crashing all
Yep.
over the place.
Yeah, yeah.
But mass hysteria. People are going
Because
crazy.
they're coming in, so they're showing the shadows from the ships, and everyone's looking up, and everyone's crashing. Yep.
Yeah, everyone's crashing their cars. Planes are riding into the explosion, and they're crashing. And then they go back to Will Smith, and he wakes up, and he's like, it didn't look like a bathroom. It looked like they just had a toilet out in the open.
Literally, it was
That
like
he
a,
was-
it was
that
like
he was
one of those
pissing in.
like a side bathroom kind of thing.
Yeah, and he's pissing in it and looking out the window, and he's like, "Hey, baby, neighbors are moving. We get one little earthquake, and they up and leave. How about that?" And then the kid comes in through the doggy door, and he has a squirt gun. He's like, "What you doing, boy?" And he goes, "I'm hunting aliens." He goes, "Oh yeah," and then like grabs him. He's like tickling him. He's like, "You think you're tough?" Like, they had a little great. The kid loved Will Smith.
Oh yeah, no,
He's
that's great.
Will
Good,
Smith.
great
So this is
chemistry.
not Will Smith's son. He's
Nope.
dating the mom, but comes in. He's a father to the boy,
Yeah,
and the boy's happy.
yeah,
It's great.
yeah. Something Will Smith would do.
Yeah. And Vivica comes up and she's like, "I'm going to make some coffee. You want some eggs?" He's like, "Oh, I'd love some eggs. I'm going to go grab the paper." Then he goes out there. He's tripping over the kids' toys in the yard, which at that point I'm so just conditioned from some of the movies we watched, like Robert De Niro. If he tripped over his son's tricycle out in the yard, he would not handle that well. And I was like, "Oh, man, Will Smith's going to be mean to this kid right now." And he wasn't.
Yeah.
He was just like, man, he's got to pick up his stuff. Then he goes, he gets the newspaper, he starts reading it, sees all the neighbors looking at something, looks up, there's fucking
A
huge
ginormous
spaceship right in his face. He's
Yeah.
just staring at it. He's like, "Oh."
Fuck.
Vivica A. Fox comes out, and she's like, "You want some coffee?" and he's not saying anything, and then she looks and she sees it. Done with those two, right?
Yeah.
For a minute. Crashing. Goldblum. We're back with Jeff Goldblum. And
His dad?
no, this is him at work.
Oh, okay.
He figures out that the aliens are counting down
Oh, yeah.
to something. He's like, he's showing his boss. He's like, it's
We're conspiracy theorists. I've been seeing this all over line lately, especially because, which I should have noted, Independence Day, this is the 25th anniversary. But when Jeff Goldblum first shows the timer...
Hold on, real quick. Happy anniversary, Independence Day.
Yeah,
I didn't even put that together, but happy 25th anniversary.
Happy 25th.
Big deal.
Yep. Right when Jeff...
Is it a big deal?
It's a huge deal.
For movies to be 25 years? Because, like, you just made a movie once. It's not like they've done something for 25 years. Like, they haven't worked on this movie in 25 years.
It's just...
I retract that. Happy anniversary. It's not a big deal.
Don't worry. Mine
Yeah.
counts for David's.
I guess
as well.
happy anniversary still, but it's not a big deal that it's been 25 years.
So here's a cool little conspiracy. When Jeff Goldblum shows the initial countdown from the aliens, it's going to be great. It says 9 minutes, 11 seconds. Or well, I think, no, that's actually is that the second time? That's later because the first time it showed 27 minutes. Never mind. Well, the second time he fucking shows it, it says 9 minutes, 11 seconds, and 9 minutes, 11 seconds, and like 0.01. And it's supposed to be the date of 9/11. That's what all these conspiracy theorists are trying to say. Here's a little jab.
Wait, 9/11 2001?
Huh?
9/11 2001?
Yep.
What happened then?
I don't know. But that's what all the conspiracy theorists are trying to hint. They're trying to say, hey, something happened on 9/11 2001. And Independence Day hinted at it.
So
5 years earlier.
so the conspiracy, they're saying that Independence Day knows what happened on 9/11 2001, and they won't tell anybody what happened, is what you're saying.
Well, they hinted at it 5 years earlier.
Yeah, but what happened
Saying
on that
they
day?
knew.
What was the significance of that day?
I don't know.
Yeah, so like
part
they're
of the-
hiding some. What are they hiding?
I don't know. It's part of the conspiracy. We're going to have
There
to
we
look
go.
into them. Yeah.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, next week we're going to get back to you. We're going to let you know what happened on 9/11 2001. We're going to make it a whole week. Braden and I are going to do nothing but study this, look into it, and we'll get back to you.
Not too soon. It's not too soon. Oh, yeah. So yeah, it shows the countdown. And then he's like, oh, fuck, it's a countdown. It's a fucking countdown.
Countdown, and the guy's like, well, what happens when it reaches 0? And Jeff Goldblum says,
Checkmate.
and the guy goes, huh? Checkmate? like, no, not checkmate.
Yeah, this dude is very like dramatic too, so it just adds. It's awesome. He does it great. I love it.
And the guy's like, I gotta call my mom. I gotta call my housekeeper. I gotta call my lawyer. And he's like, no, I'm not calling my lawyer.
And then it changes scenes, right?
No, then Goldblum calls his ex-wife, who, get this,
Oh,
works for the president in the White House. Is she
small world.
What is she? Is she the press secretary? Does she have a better title? And I'm
I don't
being,
know.
but she's always setting up shit with him in the press.
Yeah, she's
So
probably like one of the assistants or
I
something.
assume that was more offensive than mine. Press secretary is what we're gonna go with, Braden.
Okay.
One of his
Whatever.
assistants. That's a lady job. He gets him his coffee. Press secretary is what we're gonna go with. Calls her and he's like, "Hey, you got to get out of the White House." And she's like, "Oh, not this conversation again." Like thinking like, "She don't have that job." He's like, "No. The aliens are about to fuck people up." There's a countdown. She's like, "I gotta. This is crazy, Jeff Goldblum. I gotta go." And then she hangs up on him.
Which is like, you think you would at least give him an inch bit of respect out of that, knowing there's a 15-mile wide fucking UFO above your head.
I wouldn't.
Yeah, fuck Jeff Goldblum, right?
But on like what your ex-husband's calling you and just overreact, like he thinks the world's about to end and it's gonna be like, "I love you, you need to leave the White House and we can be together." Like, hey, I wouldn't entertain that. I would have done exactly what she did. I'm like, I'm not doing this shit.
Yeah.
I work for the president. And then I would have hung up. It's back to Will Smith.
Yep.
He's getting dressed. He's putting on his uniform. He's a Marine captain. Please, title again. It's a branch of the military, Marines.
Captain.
Yeah,
He's-
but
goes by
I know he's
captain.
captain, but it's Marines. It's Marines. Braden, don't even look it up. Braden, look at me when I'm talking.
Oh, I'm looking it up.
It's Marines. He's a Marine captain. He's getting dressed, and she's Vivica A. She's not happy.
Yeah.
She's like, "What are you?" She's like, "You're supposed to be on leave," and he's like, "Well, they ended my leave. They're calling me back," and she's really upset. And he's like, "What are you so upset about?" And she goes, the spaceship out there, Will. Like, what are you? That, like, you're leaving maybe to go fight aliens, and I'm just here with my son. Like,
Honestly, I think one of the main reasons why Will Smith was brought into this movie was to keep an uplift the entire time, because everything is so like depressing. Everything is so sad that's going on.
except for Russ.
Will Smith is fucking about to go fight aliens and shit, and he's like, "Yeah, got to keep some, some stogies on me."
Yeah, he's like, is what it is. What I
Yeah.
gotta do? Fat lady's gotta sing.
Yeah, cracking little jokes here and there, acting like I'd be freaking the fuck out. I'd be shaking the entire time. I'd be like, "Dude, what? Are you fucking what?" Like, I would be going in hysteria. Will Smith's like, "Yeah, well, whatever,
I mean, that's the difference between you and Will Smith. That's the only difference between you and Will Smith.
Yeah, fuck.
So it's Vivica A. Fox's son is like in the car pretending to drive, and he's like, "Where are you driving to?" He's like, "I'm gonna go get the aliens." And he gets the kid out of the car. Vivica A. Fox comes out, and he's like, "Maybe you guys come stay with me on the base," which I don't know if that's a thing that you're allowed to do.
I know people, like, families are allowed to visit bases, so, like, if you move somewhere,
They allowed to go stay on the base though.
I don't know. I mean,
about all the-
I'm sure in times like these, though, they would maybe allow something. I don't know.
All right.
Like,
Hey, if
people are
you're
evacuating cities and stuff like that, and you work for the military, and
hey, you know,
families nowhere to
if
go.
you're a current or former member of our armed forces, let us know.
Yeah.
Could Will Smith have brought Vivica A. Fox and her son to stay on the base with them?
Yeah, during a time of alien invasion, yeah.
Yeah. Shoot us an email, 56kings@gmail.com, or DM
Share us
at
your thoughts.
56kings on Instagram. Well, let us know if that would have been okay. So he says that, they kiss, and then he leaves.
Was that the best kiss? No, that wasn't it.
That wasn't. No.
Oh.
Best kiss is yet to come.
The best yet.
So it's Goldblum. He's going and getting his dad, and he's like, I need the car. And Dad's like, you lost your license years ago, which we don't really get into him losing his license. That's just a thing that we know, because he's riding his bike everywhere.
Yeah.
I assumed it was like a going green thing, but apparently he lost his license. And he's like, that's why you're going to drive, Dad.
yeah.
And Dad's like, okay. And Dad is, I didn't say this earlier, Dad is like a stereotypical over-the-top Jewish dad in the Bronx. Like, hey, isn't he a great kid? Hey, you get something to eat? You're so skinny. What are you doing?
No, yeah.
Like, it's over-the-top stereotypical. It's great. And
dude.
that knocks it out of the park.
Knocks it out the park. Judd Hirsch,
Judd Hirsch, great actor.
great actor.
The Hirsch, he's Emil Hirsch's dad. I'm making
he?
that up. I don't know. I mean, he could be.
It's spelled
Yeah.
the last name spelled the same.
Yeah, Braden's gonna look that up So him and his dad, he's like, we're driving to DC. We're gonna go. I know what's going on, and we need to tell everyone. And Dad's like, what do you mean we're going to DC? You think they don't know?
Nope.
He's not related to Emil Hirsch.
No, it says his children's Montana Hirsch, Alex Hirsch, and London Hirsch.
That's a shame.
Unless Emil changed his name, since he got famous or something. I don't know.
Fucking Emil.
God damn it.
Do you think they've been in the same room together?
For sure. And they're probably like, I'm the better Hirsch.
Yeah. They have Hirsch fights every weekend. So he's like, they're driving to DC, and everyone's driving. There's no way. So, like, they had 7 hours to make it to DC from New York. The amount of people that were panicking and
There's
getting in their car, there's no way they're
way.
making it there in 7 hours.
There's no way.
Yeah, also, Dad's in the left lane just going real slow. People are passing him. Goldblum's like, what are you doing going so slow? He's like, this is the speed limit I'm going to go. This is safe. This is how we'll get there.
Jeff's getting anxiety. Like, Dad, you gotta go faster.
So they're on their way there, and His dad's kind of putting him down. He's like, "You're a cable repairman. That's all you are."
Yeah.
that's like he's not proud of what his son has done with his life. And then he gets to see his son in action later, and he's like, "Oh,
fuck.
okay." So now we're back. Russell's getting arrested, and he's like screaming. He's like, "They took me up there 3 years ago." He's just screaming. He's going crazy. He gets put in the back of a cop car, and then they interview the guy from the bar earlier. He's like, "Yeah, a couple years
This
back."
is on the news now, too.
Yeah, it's on the news. He's like, "Yeah, a couple years back, he says some aliens took him and they did stuff to him sexually."
I'm like,
On the news, sexually.
It was pretty funny, and I feel like they meant it to be funny too, like.
Oh, absolutely. That was
like,
They were like, let's be weird and funny.
But it's funny though, because then they cut to. Don't they cut to the family and stuff like that, or to him? The guy that we were talking about, that not Judd Hirsch. The guy that ends up going like crazy. Russ. Yeah.
Does he get out immediately? Is that the scene? He gets out of jail not long after, and he's like, "They got bigger things to fucking deal with than me going crazy right now." And he's like right back with his kids, and his kids are like, that should have been like, we don't want our crazy dad around right now. Please leave.
There might have been like one quick scene in between or something.
They cut to, it was the daughter with some little boy, and he's like, "The world's gonna end. You don't want to die a virgin, do you?"
Oh.
And then the big brother comes. He's like, we're fucking going. He's like, "We're getting out of here."
Bro, they have that line in twice.
Do they?
Bro, I didn't even want, there was it was at the very end. When I don't want, but.
Yeah, okay.
It's the same,
so
same fucking line.
do not remember it, so you make sure you throw it out there. That's great.
Almost the same exact line, but yeah, basically the same exact line. It's so
now,
weird.
Will shows up at the camp, the base.
Yeah,
shows up at the base, and guys are watching
always
TV.
walking so cool.
He's such a badass.
Dude.
Such a badass.
Every time
he is such a fresh prince.
Every medium shot on Will Smith walking is swag.
Yeah, just going in there, and they're all watching TV. He's like, "Don't you think we can do something more productive, fellas?" And the guy's like, "Get up." He's their boss. He's the captain. So like they get up and start moving around. And there's a letter in his locker, and he pulls it out, and his friend, played by Harry Connick Jr., who, remember in American Gangster, when we were talking about Denzel's ex-brother-in-law and how he talked very black to him, but then we did some research, turned out it was light skin, but he was an African-American gentleman.
Yeah.
Harry Connick Jr. is not. And he over the fucking top. Like, "Yo, what's up, daddy?" "Shit, I thought you finna break that shit off, man." Like, just talk. I was like, "Oh my God." I was like,
do you know what his nationality is? Or like.
He's, his mom is Jewish and his dad is something.
Yeah, Yeah, it says he was born in New Orleans. But it doesn't really say right here.
Yeah, I looked up. His dad is
like, he's white.
His dad is white American. His mom is Jewish American.
He has sold over 28 million albums worldwide.
Yo, Harry Connick Jr. is a very, very popular person.
I didn't know he was a singer and a pianist.
Yeah. Oh, he's very talented.
Oh, wow.
He should not have been talking to Will Smith the way he was talking to him this whole movie. And so, and you can tell. So, that's Will Smith's boy. Like, that's his guy on the camp. He's like, "Oh, what's up, Jimmy?"
Oh, that's his right-hand man.
Yeah, that's his guy. They have cigars. And Will Smith's
Captain Jimmy.
Will Smith's like, "I can't,
Jimmy!
I can't read this letter. You got to read it." And he's like, "Man, you pussy." He opens this up and he's like, "Dear Captain, whatever. We regret to inform you that it's whatever." Like, he wanted to be an astronaut or something.
Yeah, something crazy.
That he's applying for something that he didn't get. Jimmy's like, "Man, what you gotta do is you gotta kiss ass in this company." You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't just get stuff, you don't get shit for hard work. You gotta kiss the right asses, man. That's what you lacking. And then he finds the wedding ring, the Will Smith. He's like, "Yo, what's this?" He's like, "Man, I thought you was gonna break that off." He's like, "No." And then he's like down on a knee, holding the ring, looking at it, and a guy walks by, and sees them, and it's just like, oh, hey, like, the guy's holding it up. It's like, it looks like Jimmy's proposing to Will Smith. And he's like, oh, hey, I didn't see anything here. Because nothing's weirder or funnier than two guys getting married. Am I right? Like, it was 1996. Like, that's, they were like, what would be the funniest thing we could put in this movie? Like, oh, what if we made it look like those dudes were going to marry each other? Like, people would lose their minds. Fast forward to the 25th anniversary. I'm like, yeah, whatever.
Now they're getting canceled.
Sometimes guys get married. So that scene ends. We go to Vivica A. Fox, who is a stripper. She's up on stage doing her thing. And then she walks in the back and she's like, I can't believe I came in to get my check and I got talked into working today. And there's this actress who, she's recognizable. I know her. She, in the season of Saved by the Bell, where they go to college, she's like the loud, nerdy girl, but I believe she dates Slater that season. This girl dated Slater on Saved by the Bell.
Kirsten Warren?
Yeah, I'm never going to know that actress's name.
Yeah.
Kirsten Warren. You've either seen the season of Saved by the Bell when they're in college and you know exactly who I'm talking about, or you don't. Either way, I'm okay with it.
But she did great.
She did, and like she's like, oh, these aliens are coming. I made a sign to welcome them. And Vivica A. Fox is like, promise me you're not going to go out there with all those crazy people and try to welcome the aliens. She's like, oh, it's cool. She's like, promise me you're not going to do it. She's like, all right, I promise, Vivica, or whatever Vivica A. Fox's name is in the movie. Don't look. Because you'll look up the name, and I'll still call her Vivica A. Fox.
No, yeah.
Like, Jeff Goldblum's name isn't Jeff Goldblum in the movie, but...
So then she goes into the back room, and her son's there with their dog, just, like, waiting there, and then the manager comes in the back.
Boomer.
Yeah, Boomer. And then the manager comes in the back and notices the kid, and he's like, hey, what'd I tell you? No kids! Or something like that. No kids here! And then she's like, I'm leaving or something, and starts grabbing her kid and the dog and walking out. And he's like, if you leave, you're fired. And she's like, well, it was nice working with you. And then, like, walked out. Boom.
Vivica A. Fox does great in this movie.
She does great.
I'm a big fan of hers.
Honestly. Big fan.
So Goldblum is trying to call his ex-wife, but he's getting a line busy signal. So they're sitting out in their car out in front of the White House. There's cops everywhere. And Goldblum just pulls a weird, like, tracking thing and puts it on top of the car. And then, like, has a thing, like, so he's trying to figure out.
Yeah, you know, satellite frequencies and stuff.
There's no way a cop wouldn't see that and be like, what the fuck are you doing? You're going to prison. What are you doing? Like,
I would have been like, bro, this is for XM radio. What are you talking about?
You can't. First of all, you can't be parked in front of the White House. And second of all, you have this weird satellite thing.
Yeah, XM radio.
Yeah, and it was 96. I don't think that existed. Maybe it did, but there's no way he's just getting away with this.
I'm sure he could have, even if that happened,
he
could have told the cops some stupid lie about that thing, and that dude's smart.
And the cop would just be like, you know what? It's just the safety of the president that we're here to protect. Why would we care about him?
Well, dude, it's
with this weird satellite thing.
Yeah. It's Jeff Goldblum. Yeah. How can you be threatened with Jeff Goldblum talking soft to you? The cop's gonna be like, "That's a great guy. Let him do his thing." Don't look at me. Yeah, exactly. Don't tell me you don't get swayed by every single thing Jeff Goldblum has ever said.
I would. That's why I'm not a cop in front of the fucking White House.
True.
So he finally gets a hold of his ex-wife. She's like, how'd you get this number? He's like, why don't you look out front? He's like, yeah, you got bigger fish to fry. Why don't you look out front? And there he is. She's like, what are you doing? He's like, I got to talk to the president. She's like, bring me in. Just brings him in. It's him, his ex-wife, and his dad. His dad, from this point forward, his dad is everywhere. And it feels very inappropriate that his dad is there, but his dad is everywhere for the rest of this movie. And she's like, I don't even know if he's going to talk to you. He's like, I know. It's why it's a bad idea. I shouldn't be here. They're in the Oval Office. No president, just those three in the Oval Office. And Dad's like, why won't the president talk to you? She's like, he punched the president. He's like, you punched the president? He wasn't the president then. punched her 'cause she was trying to steal her from me. And she's like, he wasn't. He was trying to hire me for a job. He's like, that's not how I saw it. We said some words. I punched him. He fought me back. It was a fight, Dad. He's like, you punched the president? Like his dad was fucking not having that. President comes in. President sees Jeff Goldblum's like, I don't have time for this. goes to the president's furious that he's there. Like there's bad blood between Jeff Goldblum and the president.
He's got to deal with this.
And she's like, no. I need you to hear him out. And then he explains the whole, hey, they're counting down
Weird
to
anomaly
this.
with his,
They're going to start fucking killing people. And so everyone starts evacuating. And Jeff Goldblum and his dad, they get to hitch a ride on Air Force One.
Yeah.
It's pretty solid.
Fuck.
A sweet gig.
So now you know what to do if there's a fucking crazy alien invasion and you need to somehow get on, Air Force One. You just
had to have punched the president, and your ex-wife is working in the White House.
And then you
crack the alien code.
Or at least just make it seem like you cracked the alien code.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And hint at that something is going to happen on 9/11/2001.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's at that point. That was the point. I think they showed the clock again, and then it was
Was it right here when he's getting on?
I think so. I'm pretty
It
positive.
makes sense.
Yeah, because then shortly, the timing.
I want to
makes sense.
rewatch it and see it, but that's weird.
Right?
That's weird. Yeah.
Coincidence? I think not.
Yeah. I do.
Just fucking playing.
I do think it's a coincidence.
No, it probably is. Totally think it is.
But so time's up. And the aliens just start fucking shit up, and so any secondary character that they had a scene other than Jimmy at this point, but just like they're like, we're not gonna kill any of the main characters right now.
Yeah.
But like all these people that we gave them a little bit of backstory and a reason you might care about them, like the girl from Saved by the Bell,
Yep.
Goldblum's boss. Those people who didn't like Russ, like people just start getting killed by aliens. The aliens open up and
so the aliens open up and there's like this. They're basically stationed over almost like the middle of the city. So like their main weapon is centered in the middle of their like ginormous round UFO, and they basically shoot down from their weapon in the middle of like every major city, I guess, across the globe. And what it does is it basically creates this explosion that just like goes outward like a circle and just keeps burning like everything in its way. So it's like it shoots a laser beam down and it fucking just disintegrates everything for like 15 miles in every direction.
yeah, and it shoots down. The girl from Saved by the Bell is like dancing on a building. With
Yeah,
some people
she's right underneath
She did not listen to Vivica A. Fox.
Did not.
And she went to where those crazy people were and tried to welcome the aliens. She's dead. They do the same thing on the Empire State Building, which it's a cool shot.
Dude, and that's what I was going to say.
Watching, I'm like, oh, this is very well done.
Yeah. And what they probably did, I would guess, probably should have looked into it, but I'm guessing they built a bunch of miniaturized.
Why would you have looked in it? It's not like you were doing a podcast on this. Or
No,
anything.
yeah. But I would bet my money that they did a bunch of miniaturized models of the cities, and they actually fucking exploded like a ginormous set of like a miniaturized city.
No, I think they did that to the actual Empire State Building.
That too. That
Yeah.
could have, yeah.
Yeah, New York was like, we want to rebuild it. It's looking old. Will you guys blow it up in a movie? I'm like,
Yeah, a couple
gotcha.
blocks at least, yeah.
Well, we
Yeah,
got you.
totally. Yeah, so I think what's funny too is the fact that Vivica, Will Smith's wife, and the son. So this thing fucking goes down, and people are caught in traffic, and they're looking behind. They're seeing just fucking destruction coming their way. Fucking firestorm, just knocking everything out. And she gets out the car and runs and goes underneath an underpass, and there's like a fucking door or some shit, and they hide in like this small crevice underneath this underpass, and this dog does the wildest fucking thing I think we've ever seen in a movie. This dog. So they make it, and the fire's coming, and they build the suspense, and now this fucking lab is jumping cars and doing crazy shit to barely make it in time and jump into this crevice.
But
And
so he makes it in time because Vivica A. Fox, in the middle of all this, stops, looks around, tries to find the dog, and then yells, "Boomer!"
Oh.
and then starts running. So, like, she very nearly got herself and her child killed. I love dogs as much as the next person.
yeah.
But if it was me, my son, and our dog, and there's alien explosions all over the place, and I'm running through the street with my son, the dog is on his own.
especially with a fucking
He's-
fireball coming
He's
towards
got
it, like
4
hundreds of miles
legs.
per hour.
He can outrun. Like, I'm getting my child's life is what I'm preserving.
Yeah.
I'm not like, wait, where's Boomer?
Yeah.
Boomer, and like,
No.
and luckily they all made it,
Yeah.
but too easily. Her and her son could be dead,
Yeah.
and Boomer's not making it in that
So
scenario.
you might have said it. Jeff Goldblum's boss, he fucking dies in it.
No, he's dead.
He's dead. Which, yeah, he's great at reacting. So kudos for whoever was like, oh, we need his reaction to his death.
Great.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my god.
yeah.
like that. He's like, oh, this
shit.
again.
Yes, oh, dude, it's awesome. And then the president has like a near-death escape on his plane. They're escaping. They're going off the runway just as the explosion is like literally kissing their ass. It's pretty well done. Yeah, and I was just thinking, fuck, for 1996, people were probably freaked the fuck out in the theaters. Like, holy shit, this is way too realistic for me.
Next day, right?
Yeah.
July 3rd.
Mm.
And I believe Russell is the first person we see on July 3rd.
Yeah.
Which he should be the first person that we saw every day of this movie.
Yep.
But and Russell, he's driving to Winnebago with his kids. And he's like, I've been saying it for 10 damn years, haven't I, Miguel?
Yeah,
He's
they're looking on
just
this
like,
little shitty TV inside their RV.
he's like, yeah, everyone's just now finding out about these aliens. And there's a kid who comes up. I don't know the other kid's name. And he's like, Russ, I'm not feeling so well. Pull over. They pull over, and he starts throwing up. The kid's sick the rest of it. I don't know if we get a resolution for that kid.
Yeah, which is funny because doesn't Russ have like multiple kids and they really kind of center around one main kid?
There's 3 kids
Three
there.
kids, yeah, and they center
But-
around really one kid.
It's Miguel.
Yeah.
The one kid was sick and throwing up and had a fever, and I think that's where we left it with him.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. I don't think there was any resolution with that kid. I
don't
think he
think
was
so
just
either.
sick and had a fever and like, oh well.
Maybe
Hopefully
we see
he
him
got-
at the very end
Hopefully he got help.
or something. Yeah, who knows? Fuck. Which is
With-
funny though that his kid. Well, no, we'll get to that.
Then president, like once they've made it out of the thing, he's like, hey, what's the deal with my wife? She asked maybe the defense, maybe
Yeah, and
the
then
lawyer from Seinfeld.
and they're
and he's-
basically like, they didn't
her
make-
helicopter never made it. We
Yeah.
all know. He's like, well, that's no good, is it?
yeah, which is weird because I felt like they didn't really hold on that at all or anything like, or just there wasn't as much of a reaction as there maybe should have been if you find out that your fucking wife just
Yeah,
possibly died.
He's got a country to take care of. He's like, you know what? No. If she was stronger, she would have made it.
And I love Bill Pullman's acting. I just felt like they should have maybe showed a little bit more reaction from him.
He's got to move on, man. Aliens ain't stopping him reacting.
Yeah. Fuck. You're right.
Then Vivica A. Fox and her son, they push out of some rubble,
Which is just funny. That
which looks like it was a ton of stuff just piled. Like they'd be dead or stuck under all of that stuff.
well, just incredibly lucky. Apparently, like the doorway that they were next to, that frame of it, like somehow held up with all this other concrete that's on top of it.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Fuck.
But her son goes, "What happened, mommy?" She's like, "I don't know, baby." She's like,
Did you not see the fucking fireball coming
Yeah,
at
it's
us
like, I
100 miles
don't-
per hour?
"Yeah, this I wasn't prepped for this." We're just going on the fly at this point.
Yeah, so they walk out, and then I think and then we end up.
We're at the base.
Yeah.
With Will Smith and Harry Connick Jr. Harry Connick Jr. still just being very offensive with the way he's talking to Will Smith. I want to do a movie today where I want you to be like Kevin Hart's friend, and I want you to talk to him the way that Harry Connick Jr. talks this whole movie.
Gotcha.
That's why I call him Daddy. Yo, what's up, Daddy? Shit, like it's great. The whole movie, like, and he's in 5 to 10 minutes worth of this movie.
Yeah.
And he does not stop talking like that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, that's not what you sound like, Harry Connick Jr. Why are you talking like this?
Maybe they were like, it's not going to be believable if he doesn't have this weird.
A black guy with a white guy who talks like a white guy couldn't be friends.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's what the producers must have thought.
That is absurd.
Yeah, and which is funny because like Will Smith talks
Will Smith talks like I imagine a captain in the military talks.
Yeah.
Like, it's very believable that he would be the captain of that Marine unit.
Yeah.
For sure.
And
It is
so
not believable that Harry Connick Jr. would be a captain of the Marine
well,
unit.
and that he's going to be like, so we're in the base and they're going over, what their mission is, and
he's fucking around.
he's fucking around so hard, and then Will Smith's like, bro, get the chill out, dude. I'm trying to.
He's like, you gonna take this seriously, man?
Dude, they're talking about going to fight fucking aliens that destroyed the majority of all major cities across the fucking world. And this dude is like having the time of his life. Like, it's a fucking regular Tuesday.
Yeah, and it was one of those things like the general who's running the meeting thinks it's Will Smith, and he's like, you got something you want to add, Captain?
And Will Smith's got a.
He goes, no, sir, I'm just ready to get up there and kick E.T.'s ass. Which
Everyone's like,
I'm like,
And then the general's like, you're going to have your chance, boy. And everyone's like, fuck yeah. But so then they cut and they're walking out to their jets, and his buddy is still on him.
He's still, man, yeah, what's up? We go get out there and get it.
And then Will Smith hands him a cigar and then reminds him, not until the fat lady sings.
It's their celebration cigar.
That's another big thing. Until the fat lady sings.
And then as they're taking off,
He says, you're the man. Or you're the man, right?
he says, you the man.
Yeah, I like that.
But then as they're taking off, like when they're in the thing, for some reason, Harry Connick Jr. does a very aggressive Reverend Jesse Jackson impersonation.
Let's hear it.
I can't do it, but like he's like it's something that I assume Jesse Jackson has said before, but it's just over the top aggressive. Like, I don't get why they were like, we need Harry Connick Jr. to just imitate the Reverend Jesse Jackson. That's what's gonna put this movie like in the stratosphere that we want to get.
Maybe
it
that's
in.
what Will Smith wanted. Maybe Will Smith.
I hope he's like, I want a
No,
white guy to imitate Jesse Jackson. That's what I want.
Yeah. Yeah, you need that little bit of a different spectrum, You got the
Nope.
No?
Yeah.
You don't think it adds to Will Smith's character? Do you think if he was like super proper and just like
I think there's a middle ground. You can,
yeah.
you can just act like a person acts.
Yeah.
And
I
not
guess you're
like
right.
like I'm not super proper, but I don't go around being like, and I'm the Reverend Jesse Jackson. Like, that's fucking absurd.
But would you care?
It was crazy.
But now you care about the character more. You're like, I don't want Jimmy to die.
I was pumped when he died. Spoiler alert. Obviously, Jimmy dies because, like,
What's a good movie without a friend dead?
yeah, like they build him up because obviously, like, we're not going to kill Will Smith. Someone important needs to die in this scene, though.
Someone's got to die.
Let's make this guy seem important, even though he's a fucking numbskull.
Yeah.
And so, like, obviously, he gets blown out. So they go up there, and they start shooting missiles at the big ship, and it hits. They shoot 20 each. Each plane shoots 2 missiles at it.
Yep.
And the big ship has like a force field around it, and the missiles aren't making it to the ship. And they're like, shit. And then these little ships come out, and they start shooting at it with their machine guns, and the little ship have force fields around them.
Yep.
At this point, I'm like, what the fuck are they going to possibly do here?
Yeah.
Like, you can't beat these things.
Yeah.
It's a big ship with little ships, and they're just fucking everybody up.
Well, President Thomas is like, get him out of there.
Oh,
Get him out of there.
He just keeps screaming. He's given no help. He's like, have him shoot the missiles again. Like, we will, President. He's like, all right, shoot another missile. And they shoot the missile, and he's like, well, get him out of there. And then, like, all right, guys, get out of there. And, like, they're still dying. He's like, they're still dying. I told you to get him out of there. Like,
Yeah, it fucking leans in, like slams on the table. I said, get him out of there.
it's fucking crazy. You're just like, Mr. President, will you please leave the room? We're trying.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you're making things worse. We need
I
you
don't
to
know if
leave.
that's how it would go anyway. I don't know if he would be the ones making the calls like that, Like,
So I think the president could override it in that
Yeah,
scenario,
probably,
but
but,
like, I would like to think whoever our president is, they're not just going to be screaming at the military people like, get him out of there. like we know what we're doing, sir. We've been doing this a very long time. Please let us work. We're trying. We have a way to do it.
yeah.
So there's 12 planes. All of them but Will Smith are dead at this point. He's getting chased by an alien, and he goes down.
But we gotta go over how Jimmy dies. So Will Smith and Jimmy, they break away from the pack. There's like, all the other fighters are kind of like over near the big ship, and they're getting fucking blown up. So Jimmy and Will, they break off, and now they go through L.A. first, all beat down L.A., and then they end up cutting through canyons. And right before they're actually cutting through the canyons, Jimmy tries to pull off. He tries to bank, and Will Smith's like, "You can't bank at that speed." And then the other UFOs are following him and are shooting at him.
That's plane flying 101.
Oh,
everybody knows you can't bank at that speed.
Yeah. Come on, Jimmy. And now Will Smith is like, "Jimmy, pull up! Jimmy! And then he obviously fucking gets blown out the sky. And now Will Smith, and now you're feeling Will Smith. Will Smith's all hyped up. He's like, he starts saying like cool lines and shit, like, "Oh, you guys fucking did it." And now they're cutting through canyons. Like, "Oh, see if you can keep up." And so, I don't know, just saying like cool, quick fucking lines. They're cutting through the canyons and shit. It seems really cool. Does one end up? There's two of them. Both of them end up. One blows up. And then the other one
blows up. Okay.
Yeah, one blows up.
I felt like multiple were chasing him, but I didn't know for sure.
It was two of them. One blows up in the middle of the canyon, and then the other one, he does this slick shit where I guess jets have parachutes for when they're landing, I think is what it is for. And so he like let that go, and it ended up covering over the UFO, so the UFO couldn't see, and then he's flying straight into a canyon, so he fucking hits the eject button, he goes flying out the seat, and his fighter jet crashes, and then the UFO ends up crashing into the top of it, but skids off, which I'm like, what the fuck? Didn't he just run straight into it? But apparently not. Skids off, and then Will Smith ends up landing somewhat near the UFO, a little disoriented, gets up, realizes the UFO is right there, and once again, amazing medium shot on Will Smith, walking up with all his swagger and fucking pissed off, saying cool lines. I'm just like feeling Will Smith, like, yeah, Will Smith, go get him. Now, this is, I think, the biggest almost plot hole in this fucking movie. He walks up to this UFO, somehow knows how to open the UFO fucking door, and then all of a sudden, the UFO, or the alien inside the UFO, and let me point out really quick, you come to find out the aliens wear this exoskeleton suit that ends up being more than double their body size. So the aliens normally are 4 feet. I was looking into this. Their body armor is 9 to 12 fucking feet. This thing is a humongous body armor for this alien. But Will Smith isn't fazed by it, opens up the door, socks the fucking alien bodyguard right in the face, and apparently that's what knocks out the alien. Not the fucking UFO crash. None of that. It was Will Smith's fucking hands knocks out this alien in its fucking 12-foot body armor. And yeah, Will Smith's the fucking man.
What did he say after he knocked out the alien?
Oh, fuck. What do you say?
This might have been my favorite part of the movie.
I was just so blown away that he knocked out the alien that my mind blanked right after that.
Knocks the alien out and then says, "Welcome to Earth."
Oh, yeah. Oh, what am I thinking? Yeah.
And then puts the cigar in his mouth, goes and just sits not far away, just has his back to the alien.
Yeah,
like he's assuming that knockout punch was enough. Sits down, lights the cigar up, and says, "Now that's what I call a close encounter."
It's just like... He's just so cool. Like, I could never be that cool in that moment. And the writer's like, well, Will Smith can, so we're gonna put it in.
But
no one's gonna find it corny or gimmick. It's
because it's Will Smith. Absolutely
yeah.
not.
Yeah, exactly.
If Jeff Goldblum was doing this, I'd be like, come on.
It'd be ridiculous.
If Harry Connick Jr. was saying this shit, I'd be like, get him off the screen.
But Will Smith punching that 12-foot fucking tall alien in the face, totally believable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're back on Air Force One,
mm-hmm.
and the president is kind of not agreeing with Jeff Goldblum. Or Secretary of Defense is not agreeing with Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah,
He's like, we gotta just nuke these fucking things. He's like, let's just nuke them and call it a day. Jeff Goldblum's like, that's crazy.
Well, at first they were. I think the president was like, no, we can't do that. And then Jeff Goldblum started adding in as well, like, you're gonna kill all these people and stuff like that. Like, what are the other innocent people? And then they started arguing about something else right before his dad comes in.
So the Secretary of Defense was basically just
probably rambling on more about how they need a nuke or something like that.
And just diminish. He's like, who the fuck are you? To Jeff Goldblum.
Oh,
like,
yeah, that's right.
You
that's
don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, that's
And then
right.
Goldblum's dad comes in. He's like, he doesn't know what he's doing. he's a good kid. Look at him. He's a good kid. He gets so right before he was like throwing up in a barf bag, and he's like, you still get airsick, huh? And then he goes to the bathroom, and he tells him like, he's such a good kid. He just gets a little airsick, you know? like that's ridiculous. But he's like, he's a good kid. You knew about these aliens back in 1950. You got them over in that place in New Mexico. What's it called? Area 51. You guys knew about the aliens. You did nothing about it. And the president's like, well, sir, that's not true. There's no aliens.
Take it from my word. There's no Area 51.
He's like, there's no Area 51. There's no aliens. Then the Secretary of Defense like, well, it's not entirely true, sir.
And everyone just like turns and looks at him, which is honestly, that's like, I love it because, hey, conspiracy theorists, you're with me, eh? It's totally true. That's totally what it is. The president, he thinks he fucking knows. He doesn't fucking know. They don't let him fucking know. He's a fucking puppet. What can I say, eh?
President fucking knows, dude. That's crazy. There's no way the Secretary of Defense that gets appointed by the president knows about aliens at Area 51.
No, yeah, that
but
was
the president has no idea. He's like, what? That is real? Well, let's go check it out.
Yeah.
There's no goddamn way.
Hey, plausible deniability, just like they said.
Yeah, but people who the president appoints don't make that
it wasn't
call.
In real life.
In real life, aliens don't exist. So anyway, moving on. Vivica A. Fox.
Everyone go check my stories on Instagram. I share fucking alien shit all the time. And they're real.
I shared, I'm talking about your wife, and apparently that's not real, man. What are you even talking about right now? So Vivica A. Fox, she finds like a truck, and it starts, she's like, oh, awesome, I got a truck now.
Yeah.
And she starts driving the truck around with her kid, and there's people in the back, and they come across this woman who's the first lady.
Yeah, first
and
lady.
She's all hurt, and they help her. They get her in the van. I don't think it's a long scene. I think they just find her. She's hurt. They help her.
And they don't address that she's the first lady.
Yeah, we know, but no one else knows for sure. So Will is now, he's wrapped the alien in his parachute, and he's dragging it, and he does not stop talking shit to this alien.
Yeah.
He's
Once
like,
again,
he's like,
another cool walking Will Smith
smell
thing.
like shit, which I found out, a person told me this. Shout out to Heather Forte, who told me the other day about this movie that he ad-libs the line, and what the hell's that smell? Because apparently, like, whatever he was dragging, it was like brine shrimp or something. Like, it was something that smelled really bad that they were making him drag. And he was just upset that it smelled so bad, so he's like, and what the hell is that smell? Yeah, there we go. Will Smith. And you know, I'm happy that I know that.
Yeah.
The ad-lib, that was a great ad-lib.
Yeah, loved it.
What the hell is that smell?
One of the best lines.
I assume an alien carcass wouldn't smell good. So what the hell is that smell?
And you know what? It wasn't corny like the other one. Welcome to Earth.
That one was great. We just talked about how cool and badass that was. And now 2 minutes later, you're going to say it's corny? You can't be doing that, Braden. You got to pick a side. I don't care which side you pick. You got to pick one.
It's a corny line, but Will Smith makes it cool, okay? Whatever.
So he's just talking shit nonstop. And... oh, Russ is driving the...
Oh, yeah, they're all driving up.
Russ driving the Winnebago. And there are 1,000
at least
Winnebagos and trucks. Like, it's bananas just all driving
in the middle of the desert. Like, this is like literally in the bumfuck nowhere desert.
Yeah. And he's like, hey, need a ride? And he's like, yeah, I do. He's like, all right, well, hop on in.
And then he says, I know a base not too far from here. And he's like, I don't have that on the map.
He's like, it's not on the map. He's like, oh, trust me. Yeah. It's there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And then they pull up to the base, and all Will Smith does is just...
This is way later.
Oh, okay.
This is way later.
Go
The president's there first.
Yeah.
President's getting there, and the guy who runs the base at Area 51, like the military guy who runs the base, is the guy in the movie The Patriot, who...
is one of the fucking bad motherfuckers.
He's the one who turns on the U.S. and
he turns on Mel Gibson.
Any neighbors of mine who go against the crown deserve to die a traitor's death. That guy. I don't want to... You always look up the actor's name. I don't want to know this actor's name. He will always, to me, be the guy from The Patriot. You can look up the name. I'm not going to say his name. He's the guy from The Patriot who said, any neighbors of mine who go against the crown deserve to die a traitor's death.
Jesus.
Because that's what they deserve. Everyone, burn the church.
Fuck.
Burn the church. The Patriot, at some point, we're doing that movie.
Oh, for sure. Mel Gibson.
At some point, we're
love
doing
Mel
that
Gibson. All of his fucking
But so
films.
he's explaining, they like show up to these doors at Area 51, and the president's like, all right, well, let us in. And he's like, so it's a sterile environment there. We need everyone to decontaminate. And the president just, no, just let us in.
Yeah, which is like
bold. That's just
which is kind of like another plot hole in this movie. It's like they address it right there, but yeah, there'd probably be some famine, disease, or some crazy shit that would happen from.
I'm sure there's a reason that they needed to decontaminate and put on hazmat
That's what I'm
suits
saying,
before
yeah.
they went in. The president's just like, yeah, no, we're not doing that.
No. My immune system is
Listen.
fucking built.
And the guy's like, all right, you're the president. There's like 20 of you, but hopefully nothing bad happens.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
hits the button, lets him in.
Fuck.
And the president's like, why does this place exist? And I've never heard about it. And the lawyer from Seinfeld goes, 2 words, Mr. President, plausible deniability.
Cha-ching.
And the president didn't really like that. And the president, while they're at Area 51, he's kind of an asshole to everyone who works there.
He is upset that he's
Yeah, like it's their fault that no. And the scientist who ran, like the doctor dude, he's pumped the president's there. He's like, oh my God, like this is an honor to meet you. I'm so excited you're here right now and I could show you all this stuff. Like he is just fucking giddy. He's like, I get to show the president what I've been working on, all this awesome shit.
that too, and I think that's part of just who he is. But another reason he ends up stating too right after that is he's very excited because over the past 24 hours, all of the alien technology has now been like working to where they can do more better type of tests.
Well, so he tells the president that because the president's like, man, you don't know dick about aliens, do you? He's like, you've been here this whole time. I bet you don't know anything about aliens.
Yeah, that's
like the president's just being a dick. And I'm like, wow, this is wild. Like, why are you being so mean to this guy?
I would be mad too, bro, if I was the fucking president and they're now just telling me about aliens when.
Yeah, but it's not that guy's fault. That guy's been stuck in the bunker the whole time just doing this shit.
Well, he had 40 fucking years and he hasn't figured shit out.
That guy was young. That guy was brought in the middle of it.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I'm like, that dude is.
That guy's been there for 10 years.
Yeah, maybe at most.
And I wish it was like, Mr. President, have I done something to offend you?
Yeah.
Like, I wish that would have happened. So then Will Smith shows up, and he's in the back of a truck now that's being driven by Russell.
And it has the alien
Which
in the
Russell picked him up in a Winnebago.
Yeah.
But now he's in the truck.
Yeah.
And the guy's
Maybe
like,
the Winnebago was towing a truck or something. Maybe we didn't see. I don't know.
but he's like, I gotta get in there. And
And
he's
then-
like, sir, you don't have clearance. He's like, this is my clearance. Just shows him the alien face. And the guy's like, oh my God, just get in.
Yeah, just go. Oh,
And
Jesus.
Let's not just Will Smith, but all 1,000 of those cars just start going through.
Yeah.
And the guy with him's like, what are you doing? He's like, you see that thing? So they're all in.
Which is another big plot hole. Like, dude, this is one of the most secretive underground bases in the entire world. You're not letting any. It doesn't even matter if it's
You
Will
show
Smith
'em-
with an alien. They're going to come and grab the alien and say, Will Smith, fuck off now.
You show him something that looks. He didn't confirm that was an alien. Showed him something that looks like an alien,
could've
and
been a
he's just
huge
like,
suit.
"Yep, go on in.
Hollywood made the suit.
That's all I need. Get in there."
Yeah. Oh, man. Fuck, dude. I'm thinking about sneaking in Area 51 now.
There you go. Just have a fake alien.
Yeah.
That's what we'll go. I'll dress like an alien,
Mm.
and we'll rent a pickup truck. Someone will drive us up to the gate,
I'll be
and
in
you'll
an
be in the
army outfit.
back. You're like, I need to get in there, and they'll be like, no, you can't. You're like, this is my clearance. We'll see how that goes. So he goes up. The president thanks him, says, "Good work, Captain." And then there's a general who's been working with the president this whole time.
I love him, actually. I
Yeah,
think
he's a good dude.
Well, he fits the general role perfectly. He
Yeah.
seems like this really stern dude. Doesn't take any fucking shit.
Yeah, and so Will Smith says, "Sir, with your permission, I'd like to go back to El Toro base." And she goes, "Didn't anybody tell you?" And he goes, "No, sir." He goes, "El Toro's been completely destroyed," and then just walks away.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Scene.
yeah, El Toro's been completely destroyed.
And that's where he was supposed to meet his wife.
It's where Vivica A. Fox and her son are going to be there. Also, everyone that you've worked with at your base, they're all dead.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that too.
No, like, my condolences, son. Nothing like that. Just El Toro's been completely destroyed.
Shit,
and then he walks away.
Oh, shit. No one told you? Fuck. Now I'm inconvenienced to tell you.
Now I got to tell you this is bullshit.
Oh, that's funny.
Vivica and the First Lady.
Yeah. Yep.
They're out.
Well, yeah, and then fuck, where were they again? Weren't they just at like some?
So they're just out somewhere.
That's what I'm saying. Like, aren't they just like in rubble?
Yeah. So they're on their way to El Toro.
Yeah.
She wants to go meet Will there.
They're right outside the fence of El Toro.
Is that right now? So I didn't know if that's right now or if that's later.
Is that where they pick her up though? No.
That is right. Right now they're at El Toro. She shows up there and sees that everything's destroyed.
Yep.
Then they're over there and then
they go on a different path.
They stay there.
No, they stay there.
She's crushed. She's like, I can't. He's fucking dead. That's rough. And she's talking to the First Lady, and First Lady's hurt. She's not in good shape.
Yeah.
And she's like taking care of the First Lady, and the First Lady goes, does he have a father? Or what? Who's his father? She might say, does he have a father? Which I hope that's not how she worded it.
Yeah.
But no, she said, is his father stationed here?
Oh.
That's what she said. And she says, no, he's not the father, but I was hoping he would want the job. She says, oh, she's like, what? And then the First Lady asks, what do you do for a living?
Yeah.
She goes, I'm a dancer. She goes, ballet. She goes, exotic. And the First Lady goes, oh, I'm sorry. And Vivica A. Fox goes, are you sorry? She's like, I'm not. I like what I do. It's my job.
Yeah, she's like, I make good money, and I do it for him.
Yeah, like just boom, like fuck you. I'm sorry. Like, and then she calls her son. She goes, Dylan, come over here and meet the First Lady. And the lady's like, whoa, you know I'm the First Lady? She's like, yeah, I know you're the First Lady. Come on.
Did she make a remark like, well, I didn't vote for you, but
yeah, she's like, I voted for the other guy.
Oh, that's great.
So that scene is over. They're back at Area 51, and they're like dissecting the alien.
Well, no. Yeah, so they're well, right before this, they were. Is this when he says, "Do you want to see the?" Oh no, this is right. Okay, so before that dude, one of the main scientists says to the president, "Oh, do you want to see them?" And then shows them the aliens.
They're like in a jar or whatever.
Yeah.
Will Smith brings this one.
Mm-hmm.
And the president had said he wants to go see the alien.
Yeah.
Will Smith bring eyes and he was like, I want to talk to him.
Yeah.
I want to see what he knows.
So now they're in this medical, I don't know, it's like a small place where they can do surgery and stuff in this base. And all the doctors are doing surgery on the bodyguard exoskeleton thing that's on the alien. Removes like the face by cutting it open, and it fucking like flings open. Everyone freaks out. And then they are like, is it dead? And they see one of the fingers start to move, and they point that out. And right as they point that out, the doctor's looking at the hand, and then they cut to the shot of the alien, and you see the alien open its eyes and look at the doctor, and then immediately start like freaking out and like fling someone.
So it makes like a screeching, like a
and then
like a high pitched noise, and the doctor just loses it.
It's only
when the
doctor
noise
is
happens. He
effective.
covers his ears. He starts smashing shit and going crazy. Everyone's like, dude,
what's going on?
Knock it off.
Yeah.
What are you doing? This is crazy.
Which is weird, I don't think they really address how they had this weird power to be able to...
They don't at all.
To frequency fuck someone in the brain.
2.5 hours worth of movie, and they just... It gets weirder in a second.
So then the alien gets up and starts fucking killing everyone, and they end up cutting to the president and a couple of the other people.
The general dude's there.
Some
the
of them
guy,
just like random army people.
Well, those neighbors of mine who go against the crown deserve to die a traitor's death.
Well, yeah, but there was like 10 of them, though.
Yeah, there's a bunch of people.
So they come into this like other room that oversees that the room that the doctors were in, And now there's gas everywhere because something that was feeding the alien oxygen or something. I don't know. It ruptured all these lines and started making gas go everywhere. And all you see out of nowhere is, which is like a cool little pop-up moment, they fucking fling the main doctor, or the alien flings the main doctor to the glass so that they can try and like communicate. But at first, the alien was doing it to try and like deceive the humans into opening the door so that the alien could escape.
So the alien, it shows like he's using his fingers to work the guy's neck.
Yeah,
You
and to
assume
speak
like
through him.
he's able to control his vocal cords,
Mhm.
make him say. So he's using him to speak. And
So-
he's saying, "Open the door."
Yeah, he's like, help me open the door. And the president's like, open the door. And then the main general or whoever was like, no, look, he's controlling him. And then so they stop. And then now the president is starting to talk.
Which is the most ridiculous thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's negotiating with him. He's like, "Look, there's an agreement we can reach here.
Is
We
there-
don't have to fight."
He is like, is there any way where we can come to peace, where we don't have to fight? And the alien's like, no peace. So then they're like, oh, fuck. All right, well, is the glass bulletproof?
No. So the alien does the loud screeching noise
Yeah.
again, and it affects the president.
Yeah,
And he like goes down, and he's holding his ears, and then the general says this glass bulletproof.
Yeah.
Which it should be.
It totally should.
The alien dissect room, like
Yeah.
I assume the alien is stronger than bullets.
You would think that room
But
would
it's
be sealed in a way where if that was to happen, they could keep that fucking alien in there or
Yeah.
something, you know?
But no. So they shoot the alien and get him. And then the president says, when he did that noise, I could see his thoughts. They want to kill us all and use our resources and then move to another planet.
Yeah,
which is just
what they've
fucking
already been doing.
absurd.
Yeah.
This is a 2.5-hour movie. That quickly, we just find out he's like, they do that noise, and I can see his thoughts.
Well, they do say when they were going over the aliens that they are telepathic, that they don't communicate with. But
Aliens like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to tell the president my thoughts. That's what I want. I want him
But
to
yeah,
see
it
what's
doesn't
going to
make
happen.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense for them to give away their own plot. You know what I'm saying?
So absurd.
And show that they do this to like every planet they come across, and so they use all the resources and then move on. But yeah, weird.
It's absurd.
Didn't really make sense.
The president says that, and then he says, "Let's nuke the bastards." So the next scene, Goldblum, he's drunk and making drinks.
He comes in. He's all fucking pissed off.
He's mad that they're gonna nuke the ship, which I refuse to believe that like they're telling Jeff Goldblum all this shit while they're there.
Oh yeah, Jeff.
They're like, "Hey, Jeff, we're gonna nuke him."
yeah. It's,
No, they're queuing him in on this.
don't worry about whatever else you're gonna work on.
We're just gonna nuke him.
We're
Just don't
gonna
even worry
nuke 'em.
about it. Yeah, like
And,
they're waiting until that's over.
And another big part is Jeff Goldblum's character is a huge Earth activist. So like he likes to recycle. I don't know, he picks up after people, and like he constantly references that he wants to clean the Earth and that he is like this very clean, natural, holistic kind of guy. So that's why I would assume cares even more that they're gonna
They're gonna nuke a spaceship on Earth.
Yeah.
Nuke, I assume 3 spaceships.
But you
on
would
Earth.
think, but you would think Jeff would say right now, which they end up kind of picking up on this. But this isn't like even. I don't know. What I'm getting to is there's a fucking force field around this fucking spaceship, and they already touch on it. They talk about it. I guess they think the nuclear explosion is going to be so big that it's not going to matter if they have a force field.
Well, maybe it will.
But they don't touch on that really. They don't, you would think that someone would be like, what about the force field? And then the president would be like, oh, it's not going to be able to withstand a
It's
nuke.
like it's a nuke. We're good.
We're fucking
We're
good.
good. But so Goldblum, he's complaining to his wife about it happening. He's like, well, I mean, you must be happy. He's going to nuke it. You left me for him. She's like, left for a job. She's like, haven't you ever wanted to be a part of something special? And then Goldblum says, I was a part of something special. That wasn't enough for you, was it? And then she leaves.
Yeah. And that hit hard. And good. I hope it did.
Yeah.
That even resonated with me. You think you're hot shit, huh, girl? You think it's so hot, you think it's so good that you're too good for Jeff Goldblum?
I mean, she is. Jeff Goldblum's got some shit going on. He's wearing the wedding ring for 4 years after the divorce.
He's a loyal,
No, he's a fucking
good guy.
He's a fucking psycho. He's a psycho. 4 years out. So when the dad started and he was like, "Don't you think you should take off the ring?" I was like, it's gonna be a thing like Goldblum's wife's dead. He's like, and then Dad said it's been 4 years since the divorce. I'm like, that's it's crazy. Why is he wearing the ring still?
He loves
Take
her.
the ring off, Goldblum. Yeah, but dude, it's a divorce. He went and signed papers that said, "Okay, we're no longer married." And 4 years later, he's still wearing the wedding ring.
Do you think he was just
It's
begging the
crazy.
whole time? Yeah, stay, yeah, stay.
No, I don't think he was.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
You don't think he used his soft swaying abilities to keep her around? No,
No, I don't.
Just a good guy.
I think in the next scene, Will Smith steals a helicopter.
He does.
He goes and he gets the helicopter, and the guy's like, "Hey, you can't take the helicopter."
Oh, he
He's like,
points a gun at him too.
Yeah. He's like, "I'm taking the helicopter." He's like, "You really gonna shoot me?" And the guy just like puts the gun down. He's like, "Nah." He's like, "Tell him I hit you," and then flies off with the helicopter. And that guy, I respect that guy. He's like, "Whatever."
Yeah.
So, I'm not-
And Will Smith's got to do what he's got to do.
he's like, "I'm taking the helicopter, man. Like, you can stop me or you can not, but I'm not just gonna not take the helicopter."
Yeah.
It's like, all right, man, just do what you got to do. Next scene, they are trying to nuke the ship.
Yep.
And surprise, surprise, the nuke does not break through the force field. So they just nuke a force field.
And it basically
And-
just destroys more of the destroyed fucking city.
Yeah, and then the president's like, "All right, let's abort that mission.
We got to go back
get
to
him
Jeff
out of there."
Goldblum.
And then Will lands the helicopter and finds Vivica A. Fox and the First Lady.
Mm-hmm.
She's excited to see him. She runs up. This might have been the best kiss.
No, I don't
You don't think so?
know.
Might have been.
Oh, maybe it
so she
was.
runs up and jumps in his arms and kisses him.
They do that.
I mean, they kiss a whole bunch throughout this movie.
We don't.
Any
know,
one of
actually.
you know what I hope it was? I hope it was one in bed at the beginning. I hope it was their first kiss in
Just
bed.
a little peck.
Like I'm gonna go to the bathroom, baby. Like that's what I hope. I hope that's best kiss. It's that one. So she kisses him, and they don't really like acknowledge. It's not like this is the First Lady. She's hurt, but he brings them. They're all back at the base now,
Yeah.
or they might be at some hospital. There's doctors in a hospital room.
They make it
I
seem
assume
like
it's at
kind
the
of like a base. Yeah.
Yeah. Brings them back to the base. The First Lady's in with the doctor. The daughter is in there with the First Lady, and then the president walks in. And the doctor says to the president more than once, which I thought was weird. He says, "If we would have gotten her sooner, we could have helped her." Like, man, like just like a weird, like, man, like if only we would have gotten her sooner, like she'd be fine. You know, but it took so long. She got internal bleeding. We can't stop it now because we didn't get her sooner. Had we gotten her sooner, we could have stopped the bleeding. But we didn't get her sooner, so we can't stop the bleeding, and now she's going to die.
Well, there was in between some of that, the president was like, he said something like, "What are you telling me?" Like after it was like already plainly described,
Yeah,
and
he's
he
like,
just like
she going to die.
he just says it again, like
She's not going to
verbatim.
make it.
Yeah.
So then the president goes up to his wife and tells his daughter to kick rocks.
Yeah.
He said, "Hey, I know you're a sexy little brunette, but I need you to kick rocks while I talk to your mom real quick." And then says to her, "Doctor says you're going to be fine. He says everything's going to be okay." And the First Lady's like, You're lying to me."
Yeah.
She's like,
and,
"No, he didn't." He's like,
so sad. I was
"Nah, she
just
didn't."
tearing up.
And then like they have a sad moment together, and then he leaves and goes and sits with his daughter. And the daughter goes, "Dad, is mommy sleeping now?" Yes. Yeah, mommy's sleeping now, kiddo.
Yeah, which like you think you would have your daughter go back in and spend some more time with the mother as she's.
I think I think sleeping is she's dead now.
No, yeah, but she obviously wasn't dead when he left the room.
I think at the point when
Do you
the
think
daughter,
they try to like pass time, like they were making it seem like some time passed? He was with
Yeah.
her until she died or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah,
I
he
felt
wasn't
like-
just like she didn't die 3 days later, and he's
No,
just
no,
like,
but
yeah,
I'm saying,
no,
like-
I'm not gonna send her daughter back in.
Well, I'm just saying from the time when they were like crying together, and from the time he just like walked out, do you think they were making it seem like there was more time in that scene where he was with her until she passed
I
away?
I think a little time. She was dead at the point when he walked out there.
Yeah.
She had to be.
Yeah.
If
'cause
that's what he
like,
said.
Yeah. That's what I was wondering.
And so that scene's over, and then July 4th, Happy Independence Day.
Yep.
Drunk Goldblum. He's just making a mess all over the place. He's dumping stuff out.
Yep.
And his dad's like...
He's kicking shit all around.
Yeah, dad's like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm going to make a mess. I'm not going to recycle. We're going to fuck up the ozone layer, and they're not going to want this earth anymore.
Yeah.
He's just ever doing crazy stuff. Then he's laying on the floor, and the dad's like, hey, come on. You're such a good kid. You're so smart. Come on, get up. I don't want you to catch a cold. The floor's all metal and stuff. You're going to catch a cold. And he goes, what'd you just say? He said, I don't want you to catch a cold. Come on, let's get you up. Let's get you some warm food. And he goes, oh, my God, that's it.
You're a genius.
He's like, that's it, a cold. And Jeff Goldblum's like, I'm going to give him a virus. He's like, I'm going to give him a computer virus.
Runs up to a dude who is...
Oh, he's like, wake up.
Okay, so this is one of like... Think about this. Like, you're the best of the best in your profession. And you're working at one of the most secretive bases ever. And on the job, you pass out on your desk. At one of the most crucial moments in human history, you're sleeping at your desk. So Jeff Goldblum runs up and says, wake up.
Hammered Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah, wake up. I got the key. I know the answer. The scientist is like, what? Just felt like that was like another little plot hole. It's like, why would this dude be passed out?
And then some time passed. It's weird, like, the movie was really long.
And now you can hold on.
But towards the end, they kind of were just like, all right, we got to wrap it all up.
And then they kind of speed it up.
Fucking shove it all together and finish this.
But it is funny, really quick, that you could just be drunk, stumbling through Area 51. No matter if someone brought you in or not, you don't have fucking access cards to get into anywhere.
Oh yeah, he's walking all over the place, making a mess too.
And
No one's like, hey, stop it.
Yeah, like
His dad is stopping him.
Yeah, you know how many fucking high-ranking officers or whatever are probably there, just like immediately put him in like some room to calm down, and this whole fucking movie goes to shit now because he was throwing a tantrum going through Area 51. So they immediately, take him, handcuff him or something, put him in a room to calm down because you can't be fucking up a multi-trillion-dollar underground secret facility. I don't.
That'd have been great.
Yeah.
But that didn't happen, unfortunately.
Credits. Yeah.
So Goldblum, like, he's like wrapping stuff up. He's walking around. He's like pointing, like, you do this, you do that. You're there, you're there. And then he puts a soda can up on top of the ship and walks over to everybody and goes to the guy who any neighbor of mine who goes against the crown deserves to die a traitor's death. That guy. He goes, you got a pistol? He's like, yeah. He goes, shoot that soda can. And the guy like looks around. The president goes, go ahead. And then he shoots it, and it just bounces off the force field of the ship and goes around like it almost kills someone.
Yeah.
It's just bouncing around the place after that. Everyone's ducking. People are screaming.
For a dude that's good with statistics,
Yeah.
that was so idiotic.
Yeah.
I mean, you got 30 people sitting in this confined place.
But he knew that was going to happen.
Yeah, that's
Like,
exactly what I'm
I don't
saying.
get
And then what was funny, too, is that the other people were like, okay, so we already fucking know that. Why'd you need to show us that?
You know, it would have been great if he
Why'd you
does
need to
that,
risk
and
everyone's life?
he does that, and it just
Kills
goes
him?
through the back of Jeff Goldblum's head.
Yeah.
And he doesn't get to explain what he was going for. He just gets murdered. But so then he goes, okay, and then like he types some stuff in on his thing, and he goes, now do it again. And the guy shoots and hits the can. And he's like, I'm going to give him a virus. It's going to bring all their shields down. Then we're going to fuck him up.
Which is funny because it's like, oh, wow, how did no one even think about possibly trying to create something like this before they fucking set off the nuclear bomb?
They needed Jeff Goldblum, man.
Yeah.
Don't poke holes there.
My bad.
Don't poke holes where there's no holes. The lawyer from the last episode of Seinfeld, he is not having this.
No.
He's like, oh, you're just going to give it a virus? And Will Smith's like, I'll fly the alien plane. He's like, oh, and he's going to fly the alien plane. He hates all of this. He's like, Mr. President, we need to just nuke them. We need to just get more nukes, bigger nukes, and just drop them all on the aliens, and we'll just kill them all. And the president's like, hey, can I talk to you outside? It's like, you're fucking fired. You're crazy. We're going with that plan. He's like, you're fired. I'm done with this. I can't have you. Oh, no. So the the president agrees to that plan.
Yeah,
He's like, all right, let's do it. Let's get it in motion. And then they walk out, and the lawyer from Seinfeld says to him, he's like, look, sir, I know you're upset about the death of your wife and all, but, you can't be just making these kind of rash, emotional decisions like this. And then the president fires him.
Yeah.
The president's like, the only bad decision I made was hiring you in the first place. You're fired.
Boom.
So now they're planning that for the virus, and they're realizing, like, oh, man, we don't really, like, a bunch of our military has been killed. We don't really have the ability to take them down. They're sending
Resources and
word
stuff, yeah.
all over the world. They're trying to get all the military. They're trying to organize, basically just like, it's the world against them.
And they're getting, like, a worldwide kind of draft now for people who fucking don't know how to be a pilot.
They got the Brits. You're like, it's the U.S. They want to organize a counterstrike. And it's about bloody time.
Which is so funny because they show all these other countries as if they're, like, so behind the United States.
Yeah, they're
like, okay, we get it. Like, there's destruction in these other countries, but they're like going through like 1970 radios and
the
shit.
The British Army's like out in a field in the middle of nowhere, and they have like
got
a little
candles,
like a pop-up tent that you'd see. Yeah, like it was crazy.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, come on, like these
like
about
bloody time they're reaching out to us.
Like they're like a whole generation behind.
So they're reaching out to other countries' armies, and also they need pilots in the U.S. So they're going around where all those Winnebagos are, and the guy who any neighbor of mine who goes against the crown deserves to die a traitor's death. That guy's like, if anyone has any piloting experience, we're gonna need your help. And Russell's like, I got some.
Well, apparently a bunch of other fucking RV drivers too, because they have like a bunch of people.
They have like 20 people that are like, yeah, we got this. We're good. Yeah.
Yeah. And like, so then
I've flown 0 planes in my life. All those people are like, yeah, of course. Yeah. This is what we do.
And then is it the next scene where they're going over, like, they're talking to all the new pilots and shit? Like, oh, yeah, well, this might not be like the aircrafts you guys have driven. And it's like, well, no fucking duh. These things are breaking the speed of sound.
Yeah. Russell's like, I've been a crop duster for 10 years. And just so you know, this is personal for me because they abducted me once and they did some stuff to me. You know? So I'm ready to kill some of these guys.
Yeah, it was like,
and they're like, all right, it's great. It's great, Russell. We're excited.
Shit.
Yeah, so back at the base with everybody. They're getting ready to leave. Vivica A. Fox and her son are in this room that we've never seen before. Will Smith. Oh, so every time Will Smith has been late to something, Vivica A. Fox has said, you're late. And he said, like, you know how I do it, or you know me, you know what I like to do, something like that.
Some cool corny
and
line.
then she says it here, and he's like, you know me, whatever it was. And then there's a guy that we didn't see until he walks in who's behind Vivica. And she said, do you guys have the rings? And it's them. Oh, they're getting married, and the son's going to be the ring bearer, and Jeff Goldblum and his ex-wife, they're the witnesses. So they go in there, they sit there, they're the 2 witnesses, and as the wedding's going on, we see there's a shot of Jeff Goldblum and his ex-wife, and they're holding hands during it. So like seeing a young African-American couple find love brought this old Jewish couple back together.
Yeah.
And I think that's what going to the movies is all about.
Me too.
It's about bridging the gap.
Yep.
Young, old, black, Jewish.
And
they make it happen.
And it holds up today almost better than ever.
Absolutely. So they get married. And then we're back out where everyone is. Everyone's like getting ready to get into the planes. And the president makes this awesome speech that Braden actually sent to me a couple days ago.
Well, actually,
and he's like, Dave, you just get ready. You just get ready.
You just fucking prepare yourself. So Budweiser did a new commercial with Bill Pullman, who is President Thompson in Independence Day, and has another amazing speech. I mean, the speech in Independence Day.
Dude, the crowd goes fucking wild when he makes the speech, and I'm amped when he does it, too. I'm like, all right, let's do this.
One of the best fucking speeches ever.
So, like, it's not as good as Mel Gibson in...
No, yeah.
And, was it Braveheart? It's not as good as that. Didn't get me as amped as that, but it got me amped.
Oh, yeah, man. No, it was actually really good. And it was, just someone who's, into aliens. It just gets me so hyped every time. I'm just thinking, man, I'm with you, Bill. I'm there 100%. I'm there for my freedom and my independence.
So he makes that big speech. Everyone's excited, and then the guy.
If you haven't heard it, go listen to it.
Then the guy who any neighbor of his that goes against the crown deserves to die a traitor's death.
Oh yeah, that dude.
He says, "Mr. President, we have your plane ready for you." And the general kind of hears that, and he walks over. He's like, "What are you up to, Mr. President?" He goes, I'm a fighter pilot. I should be up there in the sky." So this guy's wife just died. He has a young daughter.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, "I think it would be best
as the president of the free world
if I go and just and as a now single father,
yeah,
if I go up there in a plane, I probably haven't flown a fighter plane in a very long time.
Hold on, and another
but
thing.
I go use up one of these planes. I risk my life, putting at risk the fact my daughter could be an orphan from now on. If I just get clipped, barely clipped, and my plane goes down, I'm dead.
Yep.
And my daughter now grows up without either parent.
And I think
this would be best.
And I think even crazier is you are the last person to be the leader of all this fucking bullshit. Because, like, if you die, no one else is going to lead the way you did. And just be able to be in that position where everyone's going to trust you as well. Like, he is, like, the last, because the vice president died. Everyone else is, like, basically dead who would take his position.
That's not true.
Who?
Jeff Goldblum.
What the fuck?
He's the new president.
But he's going in the spaceship.
Him and his dad are taking over.
Well, his dad would be.
The Goldblums are running the White House.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
No, you're right. But it would be his dad because, he's off. When he gets back, then it'd be Jeff.
Yeah. His dad would take care of it until he got there. But, like, this daughter is just like, "Oh, man, Dad, I'd prefer you didn't go up there, maybe."
Yeah.
He's like, I'm making this call. I should be up there.
Yeah.
So he goes up there. Will and Jeff Goldblum are getting ready. So they have the alien spaceship there that Will and Jeff Goldblum, they're going to fly up into space because they're going to do the virus on the mothership and drop a nuke there.
To be able to, to be able to plant the virus, they apparently have to be inside the ship. So they're going to fly the spaceship into the mothership that's outside the atmosphere, not too far from Earth. And they're also going to send a nuke inside. So that's what they're planning on doing. And right as they're about to get in the ship, they're walking down, and Will Smith realizes he doesn't have his stogies. Doesn't have his cigars that him and Jimmy were so fond of whenever the fat lady would sing. So he almost freaks out, and luckily...
He doesn't almost freak out.
Oh, he freaks out.
He says, "I can't go without cigars."
Yeah.
What if no one there had a cigar? He just was like, well...
Credits.
It's off.
Yeah.
It's off. Let the aliens have it.
And once again, the main hero of this whole film saves the day again, which is Jeff Goldblum's dad. And just so happens he has 2 left.
Oh, these are my last 2. Here you go, kid.
Ah, there you are. Yeah, you're a good kid, aren't you? So he gives him the cigars, and Will Smith is ecstatic now. Like, nothing else really mattered besides the cigars. Like, fuck, I'm ready to do this. Let's rock and roll.
Hands it to Jeff Goldblum and says, "You don't like this till the fat lady sings."
And he fucking reiterated.
Like, all right.
And Jeff Goldblum's like, the fat lady, yes.
Yeah, the fat lady, of course.
Yeah.
Russell gets into his plane.
Oh.
Goes to start it up. Almost fires missiles at everyone, and, like, at the last second, like, realizes what's about to happen and hits a button to stop it. But that would have been great.
And he says, "What a day to quit drinking."
Yeah, what a day to quit drinking.
And I think this is the last time we see his other kids. I think all of his kids were
the
watching
one
him
kid,
or
like,
some
has a
shit.
fever and is not doing well, and the daughter didn't want to die a virgin, but
which we'll get to again very
at some
soon.
point, okay.
Yeah.
Then Miguel is, like, the head of the kids. He's the top kid.
Yeah.
So Will Smith and Goldblum start to take off. Will, like, backs into the wall behind him and goes, "Oops," and then flips the thing over and realizes he has to push it one way to go forward, one way to go back.
It's the exact same thing that you would do in a jet. If fucking you pull it towards yourself to go up. I'm pretty positive that's what you would do in any... I mean, I'm not a fucking...
Yeah, well, I don't know. Will Smith did it the way he thought he should have done it, and it wasn't right, and then just flipped it around and did it.
Yeah, I just thought it was funny.
I
'cause I'm pretty
assume
sure
he-
it's what you would do in a natural jet.
All right, anyone who flies fighter pilots, let us know.
Yeah, go watch the way Will Smith handles the alien ship and tell me, is that the exact way that you would control your jet?
Yeah, just let us know. 56kings at gmail.com or at 56kings on Instagram.
Yeah.
He says, oops. Jeff Goldblum's like, fuck you mean oops? He's like, yeah, just oops, man. You know, sometimes it happens. Then they fly out of there, and he's cruising. He's like,
He's hitting
crazy.
spins, 360s. Jeff Goldblum's like, what do you
Jeff
need
Goldblum's
to
like,
do
stop
for that? Will Smith's like, I got to test her out. I got to know her limits.
So now they're up in space. They get sucked in, like the mothership, like a thing goes on, and Will loses all controls of
Really
the
quick, right before
ship.
this, Will Smith realizes apparently this is what he was always supposed to do. He says some line. He enters space, and he's like,
This is what I've always wanted to do or something. Because he
Yeah.
applied to be like an astronaut or something.
Okay,
like it's
yeah,
always like, he's like, this is my dream. Like, it's what I've always wanted to do. It's like, be out in space.
yeah, so good for him.
Yeah. That's getting married, achieving dreams,
Dude, sounds like the best day. Will
hanging
Smith's
with Jeff Goldblum.
life. Yeah.
So the mothership, like, it opens up and it starts bringing the ship in. And Will Smith's like, oh, I can't control anything anymore. He's like, it's good. I was counting on this.
Yeah.
He's like, they're bringing us in. And Will Smith's like, could have given us a heads up. And then he goes, oops. A little right back at him. Just throwing it right in his face. So they get brought into the mothership, and there are just fucking millions of aliens.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many aliens.
Yeah. No, like, oh, shit. What are they preparing for?
And Will Smith's like, I don't feel good about this. Like, there's like a windshield. It's like Rick's car from Rick and Morty, like his space car. He's like, it's a windshield. They could see us. He's like, it's got power windows. And he hits a thing, and these black blockers go over the windows. Like, how about Jeff Goldblum knew that? He's like, hold on, it's got power windows. And it does that.
Yeah.
So now they can't see in it. And he starts typing some shit, and it says uploading virus, and then like a bar like showing how long it's gonna take.
So somehow though they cut to the base where the army is, the military is, and they're saying, oh, the virus is being uploaded, which I thought was weird. I was like, how can they see?
I'm sure there's like, come on.
Yeah, I guess whatever.
Yeah, I'm sure they have the technology to see when Jeff Goldblum uploads. It's probably a military thing.
Yeah, whatever.
There's aliens invading Earth by the millions and killing people. Like that's weird. How could they do that?
So all the countries
Will
are like,
Smith just flew an alien spaceship to the mothership, which is right over by the moon. And you're like, it's weird that they knew he was uploading the virus.
yeah, dude, what?
Crazy. He's uploading the virus, and then there's battle on Earth going. They're shooting like the little alien. No, then it says virus uploaded.
Yeah, and then so they tell the military and the rest of the countries. The military tells the countries everything. Attack!
Shields are down. Everybody attacking. They're just fucking going at it.
Yep.
It is cool.
Well, actually, the first time Bill Pullman, President Thompson, he is also the leading aircraft approaching, the spaceship, and when all the fighter jets, and he shoots the first missile, and the force field is still up. And everyone's like, oh, call it off. All right, whatever. We'll have to try something different. And he's like, I think I'm going to take one more shot. And he takes one more shot, and then it goes through, and everyone starts freaking out.
He thinks he should stay longer and take an extra shot, even though it's looking like it's not going to go through.
Yeah.
Because he's such a great father, and he's like, I should just really risk myself.
Yeah.
Like, what would that fucking girl do? She would go through the system.
Yeah.
She'd be an orphan. Who knows what kind of parent she's going to get? She's not getting the president.
Probably get some aliens.
There's no way, like, the president is just like, oh, yeah, now I'll adopt. She needs a president father.
The president knew how good of a fighter pilot he was. He knew he needed to be in the air with the boys.
So his first missile or his second missile gets through, and then
everyone's like, all right,
let's do it. And then they're
and then
fucking
right
up.
after
the little
this,
ships come out.
Then
and
all
gunning
the
down
others,
the little ships.
And now there's this huge battle. And as this is happening, the main big ship, not the main mothership in outer space, but one of the main big ships on Earth that they're attacking is moving towards Area 51. Now the aliens somehow know where the Area 51 base is, and they move the big ship right over it to open up the weapon in the middle, the big
primary weapon.
The primary weapon, to hit Area 51. And then I think they cut to Jeff Goldblum's wife. Is this the part where he's like, he goes to like the military guy and like, are we safe or something like that? And he's like, yeah, we're underneath a mountain, so it might give us some protection. And then she's like, yeah, well, what about all the people outside? And then he's like, oh yeah, shit, that's right.
Yeah. Oh wow, there's thousands of people right outside.
Totally forgot that.
Let's go try to get them.
I'm
some
the
help.
main dude who's supposed to get everyone inside. Oh shit, my bad.
Well, he's the man who's any neighbors of his who go against the crown deserve to die a traitor's death.
Yeah, so okay, yeah. It's part of his character. I feel yeah. And then they're all bumping. Oh, and then
it's a cool scene.
Cool scene.
Yeah.
A lot of bumping for 1996. Dude, still holds up today.
Yeah.
And so the primary weapon is opening up and it's like charging up basically. And the president sees this and he has one missile left and he goes, and I just think like, man, this is your last shot. Get a little bit closer. But he doesn't.
I think that's when he was like, man,
I shouldn't risk it.
I have a daughter whose mom just died. I shouldn't get so close to this opening weapon.
So he shoots this missile like a mile away, and obviously it doesn't hit. So he's like, oh, fuck. Does anyone have a missile? Anyone? Apparently now out of thousands of fighter jets, no one's got a missile besides Russ. Russ comes in, he goes, with the best attitude ever.
He's like, heard you boys needed a missile.
comes out of the smoke like, yeah, like screaming, doing corny shit. It's awesome. I love his character. And now all of a sudden he's calling the shots. He's like, Mr. President, I'm gonna need some backup. And he's like, I'm gonna need some cover fire, boys. And now everyone's like covering fire in him, and he's like, just so many great corny lines. He's like approaching the primary weapon. And he goes to shoot his missile, and then the missile has maintenance failure, so he can't.
Dude, I fucking hate it when that happens.
Oh, dude,
You got maintenance failure on the missile?
Yeah, come on.
Right when you're gonna kill the alien?
Dude. The last missile too out of everyone's?
Yeah.
One shot, don't let the chance blow. So Russ is like, fuck it. He somehow, or the people at the military base are like, hey, who's that dude? Who's that guy with the last fucking missile? Get him on the comms. So they get him on the comms, and for some reason, his favorite son, apparently, his favorite child, Miguel is in the military base, somehow listening to all this. Somehow gets to the deepest part and the most protected part of Area 51, where you can hear his father over to the comms, and he's like, tell my kids I love them. And they're like, what are you going to do? And he's like, I'm going to give them back. Or he said something like super corny.
He's like, I'm going to get my revenge or something like that.
And then the primary weapon starts to shoot down, and he's basically going up the laser beam. And now here's the best line. And he's like, he's got the blue light on his face. Beautiful image of him. And he's fucking screaming up as he's flying his fighter pilot jet into the fucking primary weapon with the missile still locked to him. And he's like, all right, boys, I'm back. And then the whole thing explodes. And it's like this very big, joyous moment. And yeah.
So the general goes to Miguel and said, was that your dad? And he goes, yeah. He said, you should be very proud.
He's very brave.
I am. No, hey, your dad just fucking died. Hey, bud, how you, like, is that your dad? You should be very proud. And then walks away.
Yeah.
That general just gives bad news and dips.
Yeah.
That's his whole job. He's like, hey, everyone that you worked with is dead. Hey.
I'm not really good at letting anyone down, but
you should be proud of your dad.
But yeah.
Walking away.
But you got to get out of here. But you're not allowed
yeah,
here.
You shouldn't. I don't even know how you got here. Security's going to take you out. You're fine, but just leave.
So yeah, Russ goes out like a fucking champ, like a goddamn hero.
Which is great. He should have been the hero of this movie. I'm glad he's the one that did that.
Exactly.
So now we're...
And then this selfish president's getting out there. All right, boys, let's go back. Now I realize I need to be a father.
No, I can't do that. No, Russ, go kill yourself. Come on. So we're back to Will and Goldblum.
Oh yeah. They think it's all. They think everything, and they think they're fucked.
Yeah,
because
so they
start
start smoking the cigars then.
Because they try to get out, they're locked in. So when they get brought into the ship, basically their ship is brought right to this like control center, and it locks them in. And now they're locked in. So they realize, oh, I can't get the fuck out of here. We're fucked. Might as well light up the stogies. So they light up the stogies, and they're like, oh, it was a great pleasure. Mad respect. They give the respects to each other. And they're like, all right, I guess it's time to, fucking kill them and ourselves. And they shoot the missile, kills the fucking dude in the alien in the control center, goes through part of the ship. And then they realize that the damage from the rocket has now set them free. And they're like, oh, fuck, let's get the fuck out of here, dude. We got 30 seconds. So then they hightail it. There's a bunch of other ships now, alien ships that are following through.
So just real quick, I don't think we said earlier. There's a timer on the nuke they're shooting that they said earlier. They're like, once you shoot it, you're going to have 30 seconds to get out of there.
Yep.
And then it'll go off.
So they shut the nuke, and 30 seconds is going now. And they have 30 seconds to get out the ship while these other alien ships are chasing them, trying to shoot at them down. And they barely make it out the ship as this fucking triangle door is fucking closing. And then the nuke goes off. The mothership explodes. Will Smith and Jeff Goldblum barely make it out because they're in an alien ship, so it's somehow able to withstand the force of the explosion.
So we don't. They make it through the door that closes. An explosion happens behind them, and
we don't really know.
We don't know what happens there. Then the president lands. The next scene, so we have no idea what happened with Will Smith and Jeff Goldblum at this point. Yeah. Come on, dude.
Yeah.
We're so close. We have no idea. That's the suspense there.
I mean, come on. What are they gonna?
There's a big explosion, then it goes to another scene. The president's landing. People all over the world are going nuts. We fucking did it.
We fucking. Which doesn't explain how the other fucking countries were able to bring down the UFOs.
So the generals like tell everyone how we need to kill them.
Yeah, which is taking out the primary weapon, and that destroys the rest of the ship. But like, it's not like they got a bunch of fucking Russes all over the fucking world. You know what I'm saying? Like, these countries don't have Russ.
No,
it's America that's got Russ.
No one has Russ anymore.
Yeah.
God
bless.
God rest his soul. The president asks about Will Smith and Jeff Goldblum. Someone says, we lost contact with them 20 minutes ago, and then immediately go, oh, hold on, sir, we found something. No suspense there. Like, we lost contact with them 20 minutes ago. No, hold on. Guy cuts him off. He's like, oh, we got something here. And they found him.
And the wives are somehow about there as well. Just
they brought him. Like, let's go see your man.
Let's see if they're dead or not. Let's not finish our jobs and let you know later. Let's bring you in the back, possibly distract us from something else important happening.
Yeah.
Because you finding out about your loved ones being alive or not is more important than everyone else finding out if their loved ones are alive or not.
I mean, I agree. Will Smith and Jeff Goldblum are the two most important people in the world.
Okay, yeah, that's a good point.
So they go there, and Vivica A. Fox runs up, hugs and kisses Will.
Is this the one?
Jeff Goldblum's ex-wife runs up.
I think that's the kiss.
Hugs and kisses him. So the kiss was Will Smith, Vivica A. Fox.
But that's a dual kiss, too. Maybe they fucking got multiple awards for multiple kisses?
So it was just, no, come on, we saw all the awards. What are you doing throwing out ideas of, like, maybe there's more awards and more kisses? It was Vivica A. Fox and Will Smith got best kiss.
No, I know.
I don't know which kiss.
Which kiss, though? Maybe it was multiple kisses.
Nah, you can't have multiple best kisses, man. That's just stupid. Do you know how kisses work?
Maybe one film
festival.
Kisses
work? Only one can be the best.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe one film festival thought one, Will Smith kiss was the best, better than the other one.
Stop. It's not film festivals giving out best kiss. This is like MTV or Teen Choice Awards.
When you own your own film festival, you can make your own awards.
It's not like Sundance was like, let's give him best kiss.
Whoever owns Sundance can do whatever the fuck he wants. If he wants the best kiss award, he can.
So they hug and kiss. The president, like, I don't know if we're supposed to like him, dislike him, because all he says to Jeff Goldblum is, not bad.
No, you gotta like that. It's like, all right, now we're bridging the gap.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
No,
hey, I'm the president. I want to give you a Medal of Valor.
No, I want to
give you like a
huge.
I want to give you like a huge honor thing. Like, oh my God, you just saved the world.
Not just for Jeff too, but also for Will. Like, he was just like, good job.
Yeah, he's just gonna say, not bad, kid.
I would have, even if I'm the president, bro, I would have ran up and hugged that motherfucker and been like, dude, how the fuck?
Yeah,
we're alive.
Yeah, just not bad.
Yeah.
That's it. And then everyone's looking. There's explosions off in the background. I think people are killing other ships then. we're seeing that. We're seeing ships
No, we're
die.
seeing.
Or is that the mothership coming down?
They did show a couple from the other countries, like, but what they ended up showing right after that was, like, just debris falling from the sky, and then you get a couple corny lines. So you get Will Smith saying,
So the daughter of the president says, "Happy 4th of July, Daddy," and he says, "Same to you, Munchkin."
"Yeah,
And then Will Smith says to his now stepson,
yeah,"
"Didn't I tell you I'd take you to see some fireworks?"
which is like,
End of the movie.
yeah, and that's it. End of the movie. I would be, and the kids are like cool about it.
Yeah.
I would be so distraught.
Also, it's just, you're right, it's just debris falling. They don't know that they're safe.
That's what I'm saying.
It's debris falling from outer space.
Everywhere.
Like,
This is a ship they said was 1/3 the size of the moon. If you explode 1/3 of the moon, that is as close as the moon is to Earth, and the debris is falling into Earth, there's so much fucking damage that is happening everywhere. I mean, it would be there'd be a worldwide fucking thing of like that'd be a pandemic itself of all of the destruction that would happen from the debris falling from this mothership.
yeah.
But instead they're like, it's fucking
It's
fireworks.
Fireworks. Love you, Munchkin.
Yeah.
Like, it's nonsense.
Credits.
Other than that, and so, like, first reaction to me watching it last night, I think I was just annoyed that I waited until the night before we recorded to watch a 2.5-hour movie, and I was like, this fucking sucks. Are they going to end it? Talking through it right now, wasn't a bad movie.
No, yeah. You know, honestly, like when I think about a lot of the production, a lot of the things that go into making a movie, especially for 1996, I mean, dude, I thought they did a fucking fantastic job. You know, I don't want to say it's like some over-the-top amazing movie or anything, but I think for what the script was and, you know, what they did, I thought the production was well done. I thought the editing was well done. I mean, I think they could have cut out some scenes, like you were saying, or like small little snippets of parts. But
it was just weird because the beginning was long, and
No,
then
yeah,
they
you're right.
rushed the end.
yeah, I agree with that 100%. I felt like that the last like 30 minutes was rushed, and that first hour was drawn out.
And it's just shit like, we don't need to know Jeff Goldblum's boss who got killed. Like, we don't need to know
All those extra little
that
things,
girl
yeah.
who worked at the strip club. We didn't need Harry Connick Jr. to just be offensive with his choice of the way he wanted to speak in this movie.
Oh, yeah.
Like, a few things could have been cut out to
Yeah.
where the ending, there maybe could have been a little more suspense and not, hey, where are Will Smith and Jeff Goldblum? I don't know, we lost contact with him. No, we found him. Let's go get him. Like, immediately.
Yeah.
Leave a little suspense.
Yeah, 100%. No, I agree with that. And I think at that point, it's like maybe they should have re-edited it where they should have gave more suspense at the end, like created a little bit more at the end and taken away, you know, a lot from the beginning.
Yeah. You know who would have? Matthew Bright.
Yeah.
He would have knocked it out of the park.
Yeah.
There would have been more little people, but it would have been
But overall, I think the movie was great. I think for
great.
Yeah. I think it was fun. I think it was a lot of fun. And I think for like what it was, I think it was. I don't think it was like, I'm gonna rate this amongst all great movies or something like that. I would just think that.
I mean, it was no Patriot.
No.
Where, like, you know,
Mel Gibson.
any neighbor of mine who goes against the crown deserves to die a traitor's death.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's not gonna get you like really teary-eyed or anything like that. It's not gonna have these like crazy like, oh my god, that's gonna stick with me forever. But it's a fun movie, especially for 1996. I mean, fuck, dude. Some of the scales of that's what I like. The perspectives of some of the images that they had were pretty wide scale. So they actually showed a lot of detail in certain images. Like they had a small clip when the aliens first set off the primary weapons, and it showed this huge view from like high up over the entire city burning. Yeah. And I was just thinking, wow, that's like great detail. Like, I think there was a lot of cool production stuff that they did well in this movie.
Oh, the production was great.
Yeah.
And I'm sure, so like
Area
I
51.
didn't see it in 1996, but I imagine people who went and saw it in theaters were blown away by it.
I would say good job for the money that was spent into the budget. I mean, that's a lot of money that you're putting into the budget, especially for 1996. But like, I think they did a good job at like putting the use to it. I mean,
Yeah, for sure.
yeah. But Yeah, I liked it. You know, I think I'm with those 89% of Google users who like the movie.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. Have you seen the second one?
No, I hadn't seen the first one. You thought I saw the second one?
Maybe you skipped. I don't know.
Well, I saw the Sting 2, but I didn't see Sting. You know?
Maybe. Some people do it.
No. Second one any good?
No.
All right.
Nah.
I'm not gonna
First
watch
one's
it. Then.
yeah, the first one's
I'm not gonna watch it.
I mean, there's no Will Smith. Let me put it that way.
Yeah, then it's not worth my time. Is
But-
there Vivica A. Fox?
No, I don't think so. No, just a picture of her and Will.
Judd
But,
Hirsch?
Yeah.
Judd
Yeah,
Hirsch
he's,
is in
yeah,
it?
he's in it.
Ah,
He's in it,
I
and
might
Jeff
need it.
Goldblum. So their parts are great.
I got Goldblum and Hirsch.
They're great. Honestly, they make the movie. But other than them, it's like, dude, come on. We don't need to conform a bunch of bullshit to like a younger audience and market so we can try and make more fucking money. That's where investors and producers who are selling their fucking soul need to cut that shit short, because no one wants to see the second fucking movie because of that. You conformists. You fucking weak. You're weak. You need to be more creative. Take more risk. Don't fucking make everything where it's like, oh, we're going to fucking saturate to a market to fucking suck the tit of China or something. That was my rant.
And that was Independence Day.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's an all right movie. Guys, follow us on Instagram at 56kings. Send us an email. Please, I'm loving the reviews, the ratings. Please keep doing that if you listen, if you like it. If you don't, send us an email letting us know what you don't like.
Yeah, voice your concern.
I know this week Braden was able to keep it under wraps. I know him being really racist and sexist in past episodes was kind of very off-putting for people. I appreciate you getting that under wraps this week. Guys, next week we're doing, I am pumped about this movie and Braden hasn't seen it. We're doing Joyride, starring Paul Walker and Steve Zahn, getting back into more of the genre we would typically do on the 5-6 Kings, which is just weird movies that people need to see, people need to know about. So guys, give us a follow, leave us a rating or review. Appreciate you for listening. Braden, anything you want to add?
No, not too much. You know, just keep your eyes out in the sky for the aliens. I believe in them, and I know you guys probably do too. And maybe this movie made you more of a alien activist, you know? Go humans.
Go humans. Guys, thanks for listening. And hey, Braden, happy 4th of July, Daddy.
You too, Munchkin. Peace out.